That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, everyone at home, all of our viewers, a warm welcome to the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series. Here with your host, powered by Loco, here with the host Blackjack and Babagusta, as we are now here for day 2, round 2. I think this is match number 1. At least on stream, it'll be match number 1. I don't know about the sheets in the back end. Reckoning Esports versus Team Punished, as you can see right in the byline. And yeah, this is going to be the first match to start us off today, folks. I know it sounds like I'm a little bit rushed, but that's only because I'm finally going to get to see some Reckoning Esports action. We were supposed to see them yesterday. Unfortunately, due to some errors and whatnot in the back end, we didn't quite get to catch Reckoning Esports yesterday. They were supposed to go up against, if I quickly just scroll through, Fangs. And, well, that match didn't quite happen. So, regardless, they will be playing here today against Team Punished. The map has already been decided, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the match itself. There we go. The map has been decided. Icebox is the map at hand. Reckoning Esports versus Team Punished. And for the attack and defense, Reckoning Esports, as far as I'm aware, have picked the defense side on this map. Icebox, of course, been a good while since we've seen it. We had a couple of Haven matches yesterday, of course. But today, starting off with Icebox, I'd say starting off strong. This map, of course, recently had a few changes, particularly towards the bomb site in this crates area, the one that's actually in the image that you are seeing in front of you right now. Reckoning and Team Punish will, of course, be going up against each other, and this should make for a pretty good first match. And yeah, overall, good stuff. So, with that being said, the teams that will be fighting against each other, there we go. Reckoning Esports, as you can see in front of all of you, just, very ready, very here and present. Team Punished, on the other hand, of course, as well. All these 10 players are very ready, and they are very much here to show us some good valor. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't come back to Babagusta just yet, I think he's facing some technical difficulties, which is a little unfortunate. But for the time being, we're just going to have to make do with myself, Blackjack, here at the casting desk. So, all of that's out of the way. Team Punished versus... Oh, there we are. Hello, Baba. Had a
Hello.
quick minute.
Hello.
There we go. Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear my voice, Jack?
Yes, now we can. I was going to transition to
Alright.
you, but then I saw that you were frozen. Were you banished to the Shadow Realm again?
Yep. This is actually the second time I
that's
actually went to the
unfortunate.
Shadow Realm, but I'm just glad I'm back here.
Wait. I have to ask. On the third time, do they give you a free Sunday?
I mean, it's the Shadow Realm, so obviously you don't get a free Sunday. So, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, it's always unfortunate though, but hopefully, it's just some random issue that's been happening around. But hopefully, it shouldn't, mess up our matches as of now, folks, because the next matches that we're going to have is Team Punished and Reckoning Esports. So, started off, I have to talk about Team Punished though, as they made a amazing attempt to take out Blind Esports on map Haven in the previous matchup. I believe that match went up to a total of 13-7 in favor of Team Punished. And yeah, talking about the next matchup here, going up against Reckoning Esports, having that, positive points on their standings, I kind of feel like they could have, another win against Reckoning. I'm just having a speculation at this point because if they have yet another extra win, they'll be on the top of the leaderboards. And when you have top on the leaderboards, you even have a higher chances to be in a proper seed in the next phase, which would be in the playoffs, that is. So, talk about Reckoning Esports, as they also have their victory. I mean, yeah, it was a somehow a forfeit from Fangs. Apparently, they had a lot of power grid issues. Maybe not, but because of that, Reckoning Esports did get their win. But the only problem is, can they win up against Team Punish? That's my biggest question here, Jack.
Well, I guess we'll find out. And one of the things that will be very important too, finding that out, is the players' performances and a little player v player statistic that our admins in the back end have been drumming up. And as you can see right in front of you, from Team Punished, Ion, and from Reckoning Esports, Rio, this is actually stats from quite a few games over the last couple of months, not just here at the Level Up and Milestone series, but everything that's been happening, other tournaments that they've been playing, it's sort of an amalgamation of all of that together. Player rating wise, player rating, average combat score, kill to death ratio, average damage per round, and of course kills per round. And overall, I gotta say, I like IonQ's stats a little bit better. They're just a little higher than Rio's is. Rio, unfortunately, not quite having, fully rounded out 1.0 stats on his player rating or kill to death ratio, but really that doesn't matter too much. After all, you might not be getting frags all that much, but you might be doing support work. You might be doing, intel gathering. There's so much that goes on in a 5v5 game like Valorant, a team game like Valorant, most importantly, that there is a lot to account for, a lot that sometimes even the stats can't account for per se. But still, it's nice to see this new player v player thing that we will try to keep updated for all of our viewers at home over the course of these matches. Now, mind you, for the BO3 and BO5, we will obviously have these, but there's a whole thing about updating on the back end and, making sure the data gets transferred to the right people, and the creators get, you get anyone who's done, production at this level will know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a headache, and I do not envy the work of the admins on the back end. But yeah, Team Punish versus Reckoning Esports, Icebox, one of my personal favorite maps in the game, mind you, and I'm excited to see how both of them play around the recent changes that happened in the last patch.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the last patch itself. There was huge nerfs and buffs, especially coming in from Yoru, where they had an entire rework from him. I mean, now you can have your own specialized decoy that can make some pretty good plays playing as a duelist, but we haven't seen him play quite a lot in this competitive phase. Most of the time, we only see Ajax being brought up, Chamber, and also when it comes to the controller wise, you have either Viper or Omen. It always depends on the map wise. And talk about Icebox. I mean, it is a Viper must pick in the end, but it always comes down to what kind of controls they're going to pick. But I have to talk about Ion at this point, Jack. I mean, yesterday we just saw Ion he just kept popping off in the first milestone event matchup against Blind Esports. I mean, the way how he played the Jet, even holding his angle with the op, he just made sure that he would always get those early peak, and even when they arrive with the execution, Ion would at least get 1 or 2 kills and also make sure that the team would succeed in post-spawn situations. That's what we've seen Ion perform most a lot on map Haven, but on map Icebox is going to be a different situation because they're going up against Reckoning Esports, and I do know for sure that there is a force to be reckoned with.
Well, I gotta agree with you on that one. A force to be reckoned with. We all know where that joke comes from. We've been making that joke as long as we've been casting Reckoning Esports games, be it with Valorant or be it here, be it with Rainbow Six or be it with Valorant, as it were. But still, right now, of course, we are just gonna be moving into the next bit, which is, of course, the agent select in a little bit. Not just yet, mind you, but it's all about the lobby. Once the lobby gets settled in and everybody gets hits the ready, well, says that they're ready. There's no real ready button. This isn't a battle royale, but still, once everybody says they're ready, the match will be a go, and we'll be at the agent select very, very shortly indeed. But before that, overall between these two teams, right, Punished and Reckoning, I want to see if one team is really going to pull ahead in terms of aggression. Yesterday, if you cast your mind back to the final game of the night, which was, if I recall correctly, Team Sudesh versus Ordless Syndicate, right? It was a pretty interesting map, as it were. And very aggressive. Same with Team Punish. They were kind of aggressive versus Blind Esports. So we'll see whether or not that aggression is in play here today. And folks, we're not going to be wasting any more time. We're going to be moving straight into match number 1 as soon as this agent selection is taken care of. And that is, of course, where we are right now. Defending is going to be Reckoning Esports. Attacking is going to be Team Punished. The map is Icebox. Everyone is set. So let's jump into it. Baba, how are we feeling?
Well, Jack, talk about map Icebox. It's going to be a chilling experience from both of these teams here. And talk about Reckoning Esports, who are prepped and ready for their plays. The same thing can be said to Team Punish, though, winning their matchup as well. +1, but only one of them can stay on the top of the leaderboard. So who's it going to be? That is my biggest question here. And last time I remember, though, in the previous matchup, it was Immutable who was playing as the Jet in the previous round,
Choose your
and
agent.
Ian Q was playing as the KO. But this time, Ian Q will make a decision to bring in the Sentinel Chamber, and Immutable decides to go in for the controller. RG, same as ever, you still have the same lineups, except Harsh bringing in the Sage. And you have a double Sentinel here coming in from Reckoning Esports' side. So pretty interesting to see how well that they're gonna hold their ground on a map like Icebox. And talk about Team Punished. They've brought in Raze, so expect a lot of aggressive pushes, expect those boom bots, satchel charges, and the bounce of the century. And we're about to find that out in this match right away. I was about to try to edit out, but yeah, the bounce of the century.
The bounce of the century, yes, folks. But yeah, with all that being said, agents have been picked, so we'll be moving right into the game, folks. There we go. Round number 1 is now going to be underway for all of our viewers at home. Reckoning Esports are finally here on stream to play. And Team Punisher, of course, we saw them yesterday against Blind Esports. They took a victory that was much needed for them in every sense of the word. But now we have this match in round 2. Again, to remind all of our viewers at home, this is a sort of round-robin points table format system, otherwise known as a Swiss League. Each round has one match for each team, and these matches will give these teams points on the board. The more points that you have by the end of the league phase, excuse me, we lost my train of thought there. The more points that you have in the end of the league format, the league phase, that is where, the top teams with the most points will go through to the playoffs. The two teams, or whichever teams, have the least points, they unfortunately will have to bow out of the competition. Now, unfortunately, there seems to have been a little bit of a pause called right at the beginning of round number 1. The bye phase isn't even over yet, so some sort of technical difficulties have happened. So again, a little bit of a delay with the game. Apologies on that front. But we talked about this yesterday. If you're a, pro player in South Asia, which is the region, considered by Valorant and other esports, the Indian region, so to speak, problems galore. It's kind of, in our lifeline at this point. But we'll be moving with the game very, very soon. Don't worry, folks. But to go back to what I was saying, this format of the Swiss League, kind of is very interesting to me personally, because when you have these sorts of round robin long table sort of stages, right, where points on the board really matter more than just wins, where having big wins also, really means a lot, because your round differential, the number of rounds you have won by, can sometimes really affect the scoreboard. Because say, by the end of all of this, right, by the end of the final round of the round robin stage, we're about to go into the playoffs, and it's time to decide the teams. The team with the most points obviously goes ahead first. The top two, they go ahead first. But usually in that third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whichever spot it is, right, the last couple of spots to go into the playoffs get very interesting, because usually there what happens is the number of points that either side has won outright get equalized, right? And that's where round differential and other calculations at the back end that I'm not really good at, those come into play. And that is why early on, if you really start building momentum as a team, then early on you can really, really put those points in and just push ahead before anyone else really has any idea of what's going on. Some teams take longer to adapt, obviously. Some teams take a lot less time to adapt, and things are, they're just going to move forward as they normally do. But with all that said, Team Punish, they won their match yesterday, obviously. And Reckoning, they had a win yesterday as well. We had, Team Sadish winning theirs as well. So all things considered, Team Punish and Reckoning, they're already on the board. So one team will have to lose and miss out on the chance to put points on the board today. But they can put more points in tomorrow in round 3. Well, round 3 kind of is like a bit of a mixed bag, I'd say, because around about round 3 is when things get really heated as well. That's when you have teams really fighting it out even harder than before, because some teams won't have as many points as they want to, and they really need to or want to qualify. And when there's a prize pool of 1,50,000 on the board to be had, that's a lot of money. And a lot of teams will want that money. All the teams want the money. I mean, that's why they're here. That's why they're playing to begin with. But yeah, overall, I'm really interested in seeing how round 2 and 3 pan out. And the other thing about round 3, mind you, folks, is that the first 2 matches that we're having today, right? The first 2, they are round 2 matches, obviously. But one of the round 2 matches is happening off screen, in a off stream game, as it were. And that will decide the round 3 matches, the first of which is going to be shown on stream. And that is the last match of the night. That is, of course, as far as we are aware of the timetable. If changes occur, we will let you know accordingly. And as you can see that we are clearly still not in the match yet. Do not worry. Again, we're not really, responsible for that. But hey, look at that. We are back in the match. It is going to start now. The bye phase is over. A lot of preamble has gone into this game, so let us not waste any more time. Round 1 is a go.
And just as we see it, Fox already starts out with the bang to take out Bad Love. They're not wasting any time at all to proceed in towards the A side. Bye-bye quad with the flash in hand, and here comes Immutable, swishing as always into the side. Take out Hush and Deadly. It's already just 2 players left here for Reckoning Esports. Only 2, in which one of them is just slowly making his way in towards the mid side. The same can be said to Rio 2, the initiator who can make such vital plays. Almost get caught up by Bye God, but Pixels doesn't know exactly where Immutable is. Does he though? Yes, a beautiful one tap to the head can be able to get a confirmation. Equinox, who's saved, but just by arriving at the wrong time. And here comes Ayan in the long range to take out Rio. Good round though coming in from Punished, winning their first round on pistols. And I actually have to apologize to the viewers here. I kind of gave a bit of a misinformation on the previous matchup against Team Punished and Blind Esports. Ayan Q was not playing as Jet, he was playing as the Chamber, and we saw Immutable, the one who was playing as the Jet. The op shots, the perfect repositionings and stuff. And Chamber, of course, how can I not forget about his double collateral shot with his op? So, very good start coming in from them. And Punished, winning that pistol round is going to be even more detrimental for them in round 2 as well.
Yeah, it seems like there's a bit of a play on aggression coming in here from the side of Team Punish. They really want to get in and get in fast, but Bad Love has a lot to say about that, clearly. Unfortunately, they will get taken down. The Spectre comes in from Ayan Q, but there is so much more happening on site. There goes Rio as well. The on-site defense is down, but Hirsch is hiding right by the boxes. They will see the feet of one, but no, the Rays will get that. Instead, Fox with the kill, and now Pixels, the last one standing just outside of the site. Where do you really go from here? The problem being that it's a 1v3, and all Pixels has was the shorty. Well, they had the shorty, and that is that. Fox with the triple finishes off the round. 2-0, Team Punish taking a pretty good early lead. And not just good, it's a strong statement as well. They're making sure, right, that their opponents, Reckoning Esports, know that no matter if you're a big name team in the region, no matter if you've been playing for years at this point, we also have experience, we also have potential, and we're going to be showing off every bit of that potential here and now. So you better bring your A game against us. That's the kind of message I'm getting from Team Punished in these first 2 rounds.
Good info though from the Sova. That will give some vital information towards the mid side, and a confirmation too for the kill. Pixels and Bad Love already picking out 2 of the important players here from Punish is going to make them even more problematic, knowing that they won't be able to have any initiations from the suppression knives, not from the controller smoked block lines of side 2. So a bit difficulties, and they have to figure out a way to take out players one by one. Ayan, aggressive peek, and that's going to work out well with the Spectre though. Oh boy, this is might be concerning here for Reckoning Esports, because they don't have control on B. And this is going to be post plant. Fox almost getting that shot off to take out the Chamber, but it's too late. It's Bad Love and Rio taking out 2 of those kills. And Ayan, he's the last man standing. He needs to find 3 players here. He will get the upgrade from the Spectre to the Phantom, but is this enough to hold his ground? All it needs is just one simple shot, but no, beautiful use of the wall, and also the headshot from Deadly to take out Ayan Q. And with it, we're going to see Reckoning Esports weighing their first round of defense on round number 3. Yes, of course, it was a bonus round from Punished, but in the end, they did get some casualties here from Reckoning Esports' side, but they will get the W nonetheless. 1-2 is going to be the score.
Not too bad, not too bad at all. Reckoning Esports are bringing it their A game as well, as it were. You know, you never want to give your opponent too much leg room to work with before you start taking things back. Reckoning Esports will be no stranger to that as well. And of course, we all know their history in the region. They have been, you know, they've been here. They've been here for a while. They've been playing well for a while at that. And that's why here and now against Team Punish, they will need to be on their guard. They cannot rest on their laurels, not one bit, because as we all know, that Team Punish, you give them an inch, they will take a country mile. That is what they are waiting for. But once again, we seem to be waiting for a thing because of a little pause that has been taken once again. We apologize for the pauses, but hey, like we said, if it's not technical difficulties outright stopping the game from happening, it's technical difficulties elongating the length of the match and kind of putting things haywire, as it were. If you're in the South Asian region, this happens every single match, every single tournament. Well, not match. If it were every single match, we'd be in a real spot of bother. But every single tournament, absolutely. Now, I just realized the mic, the pop filter that I have is actually aligned on screen, but on my in front of me it's not, right? So I've actually got a little bit of OCD about that, but let's not talk about that too much. I got distracted, went off on a tangent. I apologize for that. Round 4 is going to be in, as we have already resumed the pause, and Fox unfortunately will not be able to operate in this round. Rio makes sure of that. The first kill is on the board, and the recon drone will go out. Hirsch finds one that's immutable. Why by God, position not quite given away just yet. The grenade will actually save them from Rio, who was right there by the other kitchen entrance. And Vibegod's going to push up, but do they know that Rio is right behind them? I think they do. And so the KO will just crouch and hold position for the time being. Pixels is aware that there's somebody above in the kitchen area. The toxin wall from Pixels will go up as well, but no, there we go. The forced push from the other side, allowing the Viper to be taken down, but oh, bad love, that's 2. Can they get a third? Not quite. The plant is going off. The spike is in, and the area will be revealed by the recon dart, but there is so much happening right now. There isn't really much of a chance for Ion Q to make this back. And, well, that is exactly what happened. Half defuse, you know, sharing the defuse, getting the economy rating up for the team, and equalizing the round count for the team as well. Reckoning Esports, they have equalized. It's a 2-2 into round 5.
2-2 equalizer from both Reckoning and Punished. Looking good though from Reckoning Esports' end, because they have some economies on their hand. They even have Rio, who just needs just 2 more kills to get this Hunter's Fury back. And Deadly,
Let's dance.
3 more kills to get the Blade Storm, but I would say Pixels might be able to use his ultimate on towards the B side, but he just needs that proper information here, and Bad Luck might be able to do something deadly here, and my goodness, Fox! What just happened? That was such a great dodge from Deadly.
Okay, then.
But he still doesn't get that shot in the end, though. My goodness, why by God? We get the confirmation, and now they want to include more pressure in towards the A side here. There's still heavy pressure, and with the information being given here, he knows exactly where Harsh is, but he cannot get the angles because he's worried about the other ones. Rio, can he seize the shot? He'll just fall back as of now. There is reinforcements here from RGE, but can they sustain this situation? Harsh not looking too good, holding on that angle, and he needs to get this kill, or else it's going to be even more problematic for him, including the suppression being given here.
Yeah, that suppression will have, or would have been actually very problematic, but oh, what a plant right there from Immutable. Just gonna get that done nice and quickly, and now suddenly things are gonna be all over the place. It's a scatter situation in this 4v4 because the spike is on the ground. There are multiple bodies that have been hit and are slightly lower HP than they would have liked, but here we go. Vibegot might actually get the first, there we go, the kill, the first one, maybe even the second one. They're still reloading, but no! Pixels and Harsh actually push out, and Immutable goes down along with the KO. The defuse is actually going off. No, not quite yet. Harsh is sticking it. The wall is there. It's past the half point. Ionq's got to push up. Anyone's got to push up, but no. The defuse will go off regardless, and Ionq will go down to Pixels as well. All right, aggressive, quick play from Team Punished, but not quite there for them, as we have now an in-game timeout called by Immutable, called by Team Punished. And that, of course, is going to give them that minute that they need to really talk about why these last 3 rounds have been a sort of a miss from the side of Team Punish. They've really been, taken down, as it were. And if I were to add my 2 cents to that, I think it's because they've been doing mostly the same thing, right? Regardless of which side it is, their main ploy so far seems to be that they want to push in aggressively, and they want to, get in there, get the plant down, get the spike on the ground, and just back off, right? Take kills as they come. But Reckoning, of course, has seen into that. They are a team that will see into that, given their experience, their wealth of experience from so many matches that they've played competitively. So they're seeing that, they're seeing Punish play like this, and their decision is, yeah, all right, we'll match your aggression with aggression. What are you going to do about it? Reckoning has put up the question. What is Team Punish now going to answer back with? Because they need to change up the plan. They need to scatter a little bit more. They need to maybe do a 2-3 push on both sides, see which one works. Maybe even do a side fake push. It could work. Anything that gets Reckoning Esports thinking again and disrupts the fact that they are building up a rhythm and momentum to the round so far. But we'll see whether or not Team Punish comes up with a play like that, which they might just, given the way they seem to be playing this round.
I mean, hopefully with the timeout being given here from Team Punish, they might have figured out a way here to proceed in towards the side. Well, it's quite interesting to see that the player, Viper, Immutable, is actually all by himself looking around the site on B. So technically, they are just trying to fake the A side, hoping that they would waste quite a lot of utilities on their end. Hopefully, if they could use the Sage's wall being placed on the A side, might be able to be huge. And Bad Love sees this. Oh boy, that huge peak is going to give them the information. They know that there is an AWPer. And here comes a suppression knife. Falls back at the right time, and Bad Love will make sure to not to contest in mid. That was a very risky, it was a risky jump, but in the end, they did get the information. They think that they're pushing it into a B, but look at that. Look at how Punish is just waiting patiently for them. If this works out well, the execution, the smokes, everything is in, and now the pressure is on for Reckoning. Now they have the side control, but they still have the weapon upgrades. They still have those weapons. Reckoning Esports can do something about this. The plant is on. Post-plant situation. How can they proceed with this? The Viper Speed is going to be even more difficult. And what just happened here? Bad Love is going to take out. Oh my god, this is actually huge. They have to go in for the plant once again.
Oh dear.
But no, they cleansed it. Rio does too. The spike carrier is gone. They don't have any time. There is no time, and Punished gets punished because of that.
Oh my goodness, they tried it. They actually tried to fake 2 possible pushes to try and then go into the A site, to go into the boxes and get the plant down. But the problem for them was that they got outgunned every single way to Sunday by Reckoning Esports, starting with that kill by... Oh my goodness, starting with that kill by the Chamber on to the KO with Vibe I Got. I believe that is the player playing the KO. With them gone, suddenly things were all up in the air. How do you really, come back from that? How do you turn things around? You don't. And that was the answer that the side of Reckoning Esports came up with. However, that is going to be a big drop actually early in the round, with the Jet taken care of. Recon drone coming in from the Sova, and the Sova's, the defending Sova's ult going off. But no, the suppression from KO is actually going to stop that in its tracks. I think there was still a 3rd charge left to be fired, but it will not be so. Suppression still on for a little bit longer. The KO, I don't believe, is in that same field, as we have a grenade going out. In the meanwhile, Boombox as well, the slowing orbs, everything's in, and it looks like the push is coming in towards A side. The grenades go out from Fox, but they will not connect onto anyone, mostly to flush out anyone from the underpass, as we have the spike on the ground this time. Punished has done it, and they have the man advantage to make this work. All they need to do is now hold the post plant.
Talk about post plant here. Harsh still managing to get kills out of here, but it's still not enough though. Still 4 players left here. Punish can get things under control unless Pixel has something else to say. Taking out Vibe I Got. They are already in position, but they are not good at HP, and Bad Love using the Headhunter to get that confirmation. But is it still enough? Immutable looking so strong with the Phantom. He gets one good flick, but it doesn't connect though. And Bad Love will be forced to fall back, and Immutable is not going to let him go off that easily just yet, folks. Reckoning Esports was a great effort, but in the end, it's going to be 4-3. Still in favor of our, it's still in favor of Reckoning Esports though, but Punished are slowly making their way to equalize it 4-4. And I have to say, Harsh, every single round you see here, Jack, especially on the first half, all post-plant situations, the main MVP is the Sage Wall. Because every single time you see a Sage Wall being placed, you can just easily go in for that spike defuse, and they didn't had any utilities, nor even the highest, gun power to take out that wall, and it was working for the past 3 rounds. And in the previous round, it didn't work out though. But for now, let's just focus on the match as we see Fox taking out Bad Love. A huge blow though for our GE side.
Yeah, agreed. A huge blow in this regard. Bad Love off the board. That's her chamber down as well. And arguably one of the better players in this Reckoning roster for this match tonight. However, of course, the battle is far from over. Fox is the only one actively inside or close to that is the A site. Everybody else is rotated. Look at that. It's a big push towards B. And the side of Reckoning should realize this. Fox finds one more, but the knives will come in. Deadly finds Fox, gets that refrag, and the Viper mirror match is going to go the way of Reckoning as well. Immutable off the board, but we have the spike on the ground. This is big. In the meanwhile, the chamber has been revived, thanks, of course, to the Sage. However, that doesn't mean the damage wasn't dealt. It's a 3 versus 4. Make that a 3v3. Yeah, Vibega's gonna find one, but Ayan is off the board. They don't know that Deadly's from the back, and that's gonna be 2. That's gonna be 3 for Deadly. Oh, never mind. Actually, that was those 2 for Deadly, and Rio was the one who took out the KO. Got really excited right there for a second watching the Jets POV. Didn't quite realize it was the shock dart that actually did in the KO. Apologies for that, but that is going to be another defending round for Reckoning Esports. They continue to maintain a 2-round lead as they, going into the 9th round, are 5-3.
Deadly precision, as I call it, Jack. Those Blade Storm shots were so supreme for Reckoning. They will somehow manage to get themselves back in the lead here. 5-3, where we would have seen Fox almost pick out 3 players right in towards that A pipes, but it did not happen though. He did took out the Sage. He did took out the. He did eliminate Bad Love, but the connection though, the connection didn't work out well for Fox, and eventually Reckoning Esports got the upper hand. Apparently, going to see Punished play in a split round. Not going to work out well though. Rio will be able to manage taking out Fox, and I believe this will be an economy round coming in from them. Again, a good shot though from Ayan's Headhunter to take out the Sova. A 4v4 equalizer, but still is in favor for Reckoning as of now. They still have the weapons, but apparently in towards the mid side there is a Vandal. They could, however, go in and get that free upgraded weapon, but it's too dangerous for them to go head in. And just like I said, being dangerous, Bad Love will get one more here. Immutable gone in towards the mid side, and now they're making a decision to go in towards B. Now, talking about the weapons here from Punished. Only Sheriffs and Classics in hand, so they need to make their shots count. Smokes will be given, and Ayan is not going to go through there. And I believe they have the information now. All they have to do is just go in for the plant, but will this happen though? Pixels is ready for it. The snake bite to deny the plant, and also the suppression to make sure that they get information. But it's not going to work out. Pixels with the 1 kill. They don't have enough time though. It's just 3 seconds.
1 enemy remaining.
They'll be able to take out players 1 by 1 here. Deadly, can he get the final kill? Yes, he does. It's going to be yet another win here for Reckoning Esports.
Interestingly enough, I feel like this round that we just saw, round number 9, was quite hesitant of a play from the side of Team Punished. Almost as if they didn't really seem to know where they wanted to go. and we're kind of stuck deciding whether to go A or B, whether to do a mid play or whatever, especially with the early body loss. Sure, it was a 4v4, but even then, that first kill that went against them definitely was not something I think they were counting on. And then losing Immutable on top of that definitely, so to speak, put the nail in the coffin, quote unquote, for them. Now the Viper over, of course, blocking lines aside. Pixel's actually in there right about now. Toxin Screen will go down. Oh, nope, never mind. They spotted him. They spotted the Viper pushing in, and we now have the showstopper, Fox, pushing in very aggressively, but time is going to run around that rocket fuse, and unfortunately, the rockets will not find anyone. Doesn't matter, though. The plant is off, the spike is on the ground, and now it is a 4v5 in the post-plant for the side of Team Punish. They've got a good lead on this one. All they have to do is maintain it, but wait a minute. Deadly is here on that flank once again, coming from the back. This could be huge. Gotta push up a little bit aggressively, and I don't think that Team Punish knows this, at least just yet. They will in a second once that fire goes up, but no, Deadly's gonna be seen by IonQ instead. That's gonna be another kill for Fox, and now Bad Love goes down. It's all up to Rio, and wait a minute, they're still alive? How? That chamber didn't get them. Doesn't matter. Immutable will come around from the side and get them anyway, as the attackers, Team Punish, will win round 10, making sure that Reckoning does not get any much more of a lead than they already have, because it's still a 2-round lead, and going into the half, say with 4 or even 5 rounds on the deficit, which could have happened right there, would have been very, very, dangerous, let's say, for Team Punish. So taking that 10th round was extremely important. That is exactly what they did. And now they'll be looking to bring it back, make it a 6-6 half, equalize, and push onto the defensive side with at least some room to work with.
Pixels, last time I remember in the previous round, he did cut off
Well, that is a little unfortunate. I believe Baba is having some internet difficulties again. We do apologize for that, folks. But yeah, Pixels in the last round got a little caught off early, unfortunately, on the container, one of the containers here on the B site. But that doesn't seem like where Team Punish wants to go right now. They're kind of stuck towards mid, and maybe there will be a push towards B, but ooh, that's a great shot right there from Bad Love. You can always count on this chamber, but the shot will be taken back as well. Equinox will take that kill, equalizing the man count between both, as Deadly now wants another kill here in the site. They spotted an enemy player, but they couldn't quite get the op shots off in time, and that will mean that that player will escape to give intel to the side of Team Punish, who now want to push into B, but there's somebody waiting for them right there on that entry hallway. They're about to go for a gunfight, and this should be big, and Viper God's actually going to find them. Pixels it was, off the board. That is the Viper down, and that means the play will go through. The spike will be planted, and the planter will survive the hunt from Sova. As we have the Slorps coming in, but Hirsch will go down. Immutable takes that kill. It's a 4v1 mate. That Immutable with one more. Can't quite get the final one. Doesn't matter. Vibe God will take the final kill. Rio off the board. And we've got a 6-5. Team Punish are now 1 round away from equalizing, and the last round in the half means a 6-6 going sort of their way momentum-wise into the half will give them a little bit of an advantage on the second half. How much so, of course, depends on how Reckoning Esports decides to play round 13 onwards. But right now, 6-5, and we are in for one hell of a game.
Deploying drone.
Here we go. The drone comes out, the recon drone that is. The anchors put in place by Bad Love. Deadly's gonna be the one to find the first kill. That's Fox off the board, and ooh, the op shot pops off. IonQ down. Suddenly, Team Punish are looking very, very all over the place. What is happening? Hirsch finds Vibe God, and that is going to be a 2v5. Equinox going through the Viper wall, putting themselves up on the decay state, of course. We have a double B coming in. Immutable is going to find one. They're still Deadly to get through. and Deadly's gonna get that kill anyway. Headshot with a Marshall, no less. Immutable down. It is all up to Equinox. 1v4 and the last hope for Team Punish to make it 6-6. But as they come through to the underpass, they're going to be seen and killed. Pixels with that. And that is going to be a 7-5, a 2-round lead for the side of Reckoning, as they will go into the attack with a 2-round lead and quite a bit of room to work with overall. And once again, a bit of a slow round between both teams comparatively to what we've seen in this match so far. Team Punish kind of took their time to get set and started, but unfortunately, you know, it was also kind of not helping that Reckoning Esports were just isolating players and taking kills throughout the round, wherever they could, and Punish didn't seem to have an answer. Now they might. They're on the defense, Reckoning are on the attack, and the first round of the second half, round 13, is a go.
Hello?
Hey, hello, Baba.
Okay. Yeah.
Second trip to the
Okay,
Shadow Realm.
Yeah, second trip to the Shadow Realm, and all I had to do was make a bargain. And that actually did work,
dear.
Jack. Can you imagine?
Hey, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
What
like,
did you-
Dormammu, I've come to bargain. But yeah, for now, let's just focus on the matches of now as we see the first frag coming in. First frag and a second coming in from Hush to take out Fox here. Again, big drops coming in from both these teams. But the man count is still equalized. The plant has to come in. Equinox almost getting the chance to take out the Sage, but no. Deadly's here to save him. I mean, Deadly's here to save him. We'll be able to take out Equinox in the end here. Post plant for Reckoning. And it's just the KO left in a 1v4 situation. Not looking too good. And Pixels will gladly get that final kill as well. 8-5 in the second half. Reckoning looking very good on this pistol round here, Jack.
Well, yeah, very good pistol round from them. I think overall a slightly aggressive shifted play towards the A site was a pretty good choice from them. Although they were definitely helped by a couple of missteps by Team Punished, a couple of missed shots here, and maybe a better positioning there. And, you know, Reckoning could have lost that round early. But as soon as it became a 4v2 and the spike was on the ground, well, there was not much to say after that. Now we have, of course, the intel being taken by the Sova. That recon dart seemed to annoy Fox quite a bit. Oh no. Bad Love still in the spawn. They're going to find one. Can they find the second? They should be able to. Peeks out. And as the headhunter minding from the chamber. In the meanwhile, Immutable's going to find Deadly. But no, what? Oh my goodness. Both sides needed to steady their aim a little bit more throughout that gunfight. But still, it doesn't matter. The two flankers from the back, through the spawn no less, have been taken down. And it looks like it's going to be a big shift from Reckoning to go towards the B site. Team Punish should realize this any second now, but looks like the plant might just go off regardless. Yep, there we go. Hirsch is on the plant. The spike will be on the ground, and it's now a post plant for V3. Marshall in hand. Equinox wants a kill from that upper box right there, but can they get them? Not quite. Fox sees one in the meanwhile, but too late to save Equinox in that situation. 3v2. It is still very possible for Team Punish to bring this back here and now. Immutable's right in front of the spike. They're pushing out very aggressively, and Harsh will show them what's good because of that. It's a 1v3. Fox, the last one standing. Bulldog in hand. Pushing out, and there you go. So many people just to shoot at that one raise. Rio gets the kill. Attackers take round 2 of the second half. 9-5, and Reckoning Esports are starting to pull ahead.
Yep, that is for sure, Jack. 9-5.
Right here.
15 kills to Bad Love. We're making his performance by just staying in the attacker side spawn and wait for those two players on the side of Punished to make their move. And that risky play did eventually let RG get the upper hand by getting the control on the B site. In this round, they're back in economy round here, back again. Walls, smokes, everything is placed here for Reckoning, and they're not wasting any time at all. And Rio will make sure that none of those flanks won't happen here once again. Bye-bye God is gone, and so does the site on the B side. Spike's been planted, it's post-plant once again here, and Punished not looking too good in a situation like this, because not only they're in eco round, but they've also lost the B side. And also lost 2 of those players on the other hand. Again, beautiful shot from Deadly to take out Fox. He's been on point with those shots. And Pixels, can he get the shot to take out Immutable? No, he does not. He might be able to take out Pixels and Deadly in this eco round. It is, however, a good value here coming in from Punish's side. But I believe the only thing that Immutable can do here is at least get the weapon and fall back. Hopefully, if he gets the Vandal, he could be able to survive in the next round. But that information being given is not going to, they're not gonna let them out that easily though. So the recon dart will give them information, and in the end, Immutable gets caught off. 10-5. 3 more rounds for Reckoning Esports to succeed in this milestone event. Looking pretty good though for Reckoning Esports, especially in the second half. And I mean, thanks to Bad Love and Rio, who's making a lot of heavy works with those drones, recons, and also with the execution, including that. And Punished, despite their best efforts to go in for an aggressive peek on that B long, that actually cost him more than you can imagine. Oh no! Oh no! That's definitely gonna hurt.
Literally clay pigeon. There's no two ways to say that. Literally clay pigeon right there, the chamber was. As we have, looks like a big aggressive play in towards the A site. Rio will find one more. Vibe I Got is down. Shock Dart does a bit of damage to Deadly, but it doesn't matter. Deadly's gonna push up anyway to get taken out by Equinox. And Equinox finds another good little wallbang right there. That's gonna take Pixels off the board, make it a 3v3. The spike has not been planted yet, so they don't have the scramble of a post-plant situation, but they will see the fact that there's a Sage very close. Recon Dart giving away the location of the Sage, but not for too long. Ooh, that player does get away in time, mind you, and that, oh dear me, Rio will get that kill. Fox, unfortunately, so many shots expended towards the boxes, doesn't matter. Immutable does get one though, manages to find Rio while Rio was backing off. The plant will go down, and Hirsch is going to get that through. They see the wall being broken. They know that there's somebody there. Who will get the kill first? Not really sure. Toxin screen is going to be up. The climb up should be hard, but it doesn't matter. There is Bad Love to get that. And it's now Equinox it is now Immutable. All alone in a 1v2 post-plan situation. It is possible, mind you. But they got to take up Bad Love. Yes, they do. And it's now all up to Hirsch. The last one standing is a Sage versus a Viper. Which way are you looking? The Viper's right there. Oh! Hirsch is going to actually get that. And Immutable will be the one to go down and out of the round. And slowly but surely, Team Punished are looking down and out of it as well themselves. We are now in round number... the round number 17, folks. And it is an 11-5 going the way of Reckoning. After winning round 12 on this second half, Reckoning have just spared no quarter. They have been very much making a statement with how they've played this map in the second half on the attack phase, and Team Punish unfortunately does not seem to have much of an answer. Ion-Q cannot catch a break. Last time it was Clay Pigeon on the movement wire. This time it's just straight knife to the face. Deadly wants to find one more, sees the Nova, misses the shot, Shorty comes out and they still get the kill. How even? Immutable comes in, takes down Deadly, but they go down to Rio. It's now the last player standing, Fox, who was caught outside of the site. Should be taken down any second now. They've got somebody peeking them, and that is indeed Bad Love. Ooh, those grenades will make short work of that, but Hirsch will finish off Fox as well. And I do apologize, I don't know what I said. I was meant to call those grenades, but my tongue kind of got stuck. You know what else got stuck? Me in the casting, because I was supposed to hand it off to Baba. I apologize, Baba. I just got too excited with that one. Whee.
Let's just say you just got caught in a wrong time.
Oh yeah, much like Ion-Q, you know?
No, don't do. Oh no, come on, not Ion.
Apologies to Ion. I don't mean to do you that dirty. Okay, apologies for that.
You want to
but
I mean,
no, I gotta do it too.
I mean, he's just having a bad day at this point. I mean, what can I say? Deadly's just... He's just taking out Ion one round after other, and Reckoning Esports is looking so good in the second half. Oh, I'm sorry, Deadly, what? Through the wall to take out Immutable. What's just that? Like, what is that? And look at that. They're just starting to lose a lot of players here once again. Deadly. Almost about to get caught from Equinox, but he will survive nonetheless. And Bad Luck gets confirmation to take out by God. Ion-Q definitely not going to get caught off in a situation like that. He'll be able to get his revenge by taking out Deadly, but is this still enough though? In a 2v2 situation, Sova has the Hunter's Fury, so if Sage does have the wall and the spike, he could still use the Hunter's Fury to take them out. Resurrection will come in too, so it's going to be a 3v2 situation here. And Punish just stays on defense. Going to be pretty difficult on their end. But IonQ has something else to say here once again. We're taking out Bad Love. Back in a 2v2 situation. So was Hunter Fury is going to change the game, or should I say they could, however, bring back the game, and Rio just denies that by taking out Equinox. And it's all eyes on IonQ to clutch this 1v2 situation. It is match point, 12-5. He has the AWP. He only has 3 bullets. All he needs to do is just get that one pick. And that pick is going to be even more problematic because his location has been revealed. He doesn't have the second info, but he gets the kill nonetheless. Rio's going to go down. Can he get the Harsh? No, the jump and the shot from Harsh.
Attackers win.
Whoa, what was that from Harsh? Going in for a fake jump just to get the info, and then immediately repositions back to take out Ayan. That was just well played though from their end. And talking about Reckoning Esports though, especially in the second half, pistol rounds was theirs, the second round was theirs too, even the bonus round was also in favor for Reckoning Esports. So every single round for Team Punished were left with eco rounds, half by rounds. I mean, they were just left with Deagles and Spectres, but they were still trying to make a way to find at least a clutch or two. But my God, Deadly, oh man, what can I say, man? In the second half, he just kept popping off every single round. And I mean, with him though, I mean, I have to say, Deadly, in the first half, we didn't get to see him, get more kills. But in the second half, we saw him pop out a lot. 16 kills from him. And Bad Love is currently the one who will be MVP here. 18 kills, and Rio with 17.
Yeah, I gotta say, overall, just a really good match between these two teams. I feel like Team Punish could have done a little bit more, however. I think we all sort of come out of that game feeling that way because while in the first half, Team Punish were actually, they tried quite hard. At one point, they were very close to equalizing as well. It could have been a 6-6 on the half, and maybe that meant the second half would have been very different. We will literally never know, of course, because of the way that things ended up going anyway. And Reckoning Esports just completely running a riot on the other side, winning, 6 rounds straight, actually, going from 7-5 to 13-5, no quarters given to the side of Team Punish. I mean, Reckoning, in a way, they kind of took what I said to, well, I don't know if they heard me say it, but they took what I said to heart in the sense that they knew that if they gave the side of Team Punished any sort of leg room to work with, any at all, they Punish would take that and completely turn the game around. They stopped them from doing that, and of course that is what we saw. Just no mercy from the side of Reckoning Esports, as it were. So, yeah, let's have a look at the MVP for the match as well, because, of course, we should, and that is going to be Bad Love right there, understandably so. 5 first bloods, pretty good on the entry, even though they are playing a Sentinel, that is Chamber in this regard. Pretty good economy overall, 67. Not the worst, not the best. Kind of good, as it were. Good combat score, mind you. 18-13. They were playing on the back foot for a few rounds. Just trying to get themselves settled in and get themselves going, as it were. But once they did, man, it was really hard to stop Bad Love for a good chunk of that match. And yeah, I gotta say, just overall a good Chamber player.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best part about that, Jack. I mean, Bad Love, not only is he just getting his frag, but also he's working his role as a sentinel that can help him watch flanks. You even have trademarks to give information throughout the flanks. And also he's delivering clutches, or should I say early first bloods in the first half. I would say most of it was just Bad Love doing his dirty work in the first half, and then suddenly we saw the rest of the team just cleaning it up. You even have Harsha, I believe. Sorry, not Harsha, it's Harsh. With the Sage, the walls was very good, in fact. There were quite a lot of rounds where Reckoning Esports did win via post-plant. They even succeeded in diffusing the spikes countless numbers of times, and it was just every single time where we see a punished succeeding on executing on the site, Reckoning Esports always, I mean, they always had a backup plan in their post plan situation, and they just kept taking out players one by one. And I believe Punished, despite their best efforts in reaching to the site, holding their angles, it was just very difficult to just counter some of those abilities that were being thrown towards them, especially Harsh's Sage Wall that did not work out well in Punish's favor, and Reckoning Esports kept using that strategy time and time again, and they didn't even let Punished win most of their rounds, especially in the second half itself, because that was a huge punch in the gut for Punisher's side. But Reckoning Esports, what a what a way to show a statement here in the milestone event.
Absolutely. Just a great way to them to start off their on-stream journey, as it were. After all, yesterday's the game that they had was also on stream, but it didn't really happen. Technical difficulties, yada yada yada, all the back end stuff that we don't need to go over. Regardless, that has been match number one, folks. There will still be two more matches. But one thing to remind all our viewers, this first match that we had was streamed on both YouTube and Loco, but matches 2 and 3 are going to be exclusively on Loco. So if you want to continue catching the action, head on over to the CriticalX Esports page on Loco for the final two games. With that being said, Team Sudesh and Blind Esports is set to be the next match, the second match of the night, and we will be right back for those after a quick break.
Team Sudesh. Now, the map, however, is going to be an interesting one because it's going to be on Ascent. So, we might see some changes. We might see some extraterrestrial. We might see some
Wait,
amazing
wait,
plays
wait.
coming in from their end. No, I didn't say
Extra
anything. No, no, I was.
extraterrestrial.
No, no, I didn't
Hmm.
said anything about extraterrestrial. I said extra. I said extraordinary, Jack. All right, I said extraordinary. All right. So, sometimes the words. Sometimes you gotta love English, folks. So yeah, let's just head on into our introduction of our players around here on the side of Team Blind Esports. My goodness, Ugh, what can I say? Well, we're about to find that out in the next, in this match itself, Jack. Map Ascent, Blind Esports not looking too good. I believe they are currently in third position alongside with Reckoning Esports and Team Punished. And Sudesh is also thinking of getting their win too. And yeah, talking about on a map like Ascent, it's going to be a a head-on-head gunfight. That's for sure, Jack.
Yeah, a lot of 1v1s are going to be expected here on Ascent. I mean, I say 1v1s. A lot of it will, of course, be coordinated, and some of it will be to try and get a couple of early kills off as we move into the farther and further rounds of the match. Now, of course, Team Sudesh, Blind Esports, it's not just the fact that they are going up against each other, it's also that the players are going up against each other. So, thanks to some statistical wizardry from the back end, we have another player v player, Braxy from Team Sudesh and Assassin from Blind Esports. This time, just in terms of pure statistics, as one can see, Assassin is actually in ahead of. Ahead of Braxy. But then again, like we said, stats aren't necessarily everything. Every game is different, and this is a wide range of games, I assume, that both of these players have played, because the place where the stats is pulled from, they show a lot of data from the last couple of months. So that includes not just the Milestone Level Up series, of course, other tournaments that these players and their teams have played will be included into the statistical calculations. And I gotta say, I like the 203 combat score from Assassin. Really shows that they've got a good knack for getting kills, and more so than just that, they've got a good eye for what gunfights to take, for what angles to peek, and what areas to go for, depending on what the team needs, of course. Different sites require different approaches, and so on and so forth. Even the positive KD ratio, Braxy, on the other hand, slightly behind, could be for any number of things, I guess, but we'll see, because their performance tonight is what truly matters to their overall positions in the leaderboard, as it were. Speaking of which, the leaderboard, of course, Team Stage have already put their first points down after winning their match yesterday. Blind Esports, unfortunately, have not. So just like Baba said, they haven't started off all too well. Team Punished definitely played them yesterday quite well, and they're going to be looking to put their first points on board. Will it be against Team Sudesh? I guess we will find out once we go into the match. Not yet, mind you, in just a little bit. Before we do that, Baba Gusta, given everything we've seen from both of these teams, not just from last night, but over the course of the Level Up series, any predictions you might want to make?
I mean, you always know that I'm not really that good at making predictions, Jack. But I
Hey, it's a
could give it a
50-50, come
try.
on.
It's always a 50-50 coming in from a situation like this, Jack. I mean, you saw how Braxy plays as the Jet. You even see Assassin play as the Jet too. But it always depends on what kind of agents are going to play. Whether if they will, decide to just head in and use the duelist, or would they just go for a simple just a normal just a normal initiator. Because some situations I've seen Assassin either go as a duelist, as the Jet, or sometimes he actually goes as the Chamber, being as the Sentinel. So he'll just leave the other work for the other players instead. So yeah, with the agent selects coming at our screens right now, we'll be able to see what kind of agents that they're going to bring it in here. And Braxy, just like I said, just bring in the Jet, and Assassin, just like I also predicted, will bring in the KJ. Or maybe Assassin was just playing as the Sentinel, and Reknots was the one playing as the duelist. Just like I said, Jack, not really good at predictions. But I have to say, Blind Esports, if they have to get back in the match, they have to win against Team Sudesh. And what map could it be than to be on a set?
Well, as things stand, the agents have been selected, and we'll be moving into the match itself in just a second here, folks. And I personally think that Team Sudesh is going to be walking away with the victory right there. I'm stamping that down right now. That is my prediction for this match. And if not, then I guess I'll be having my first trip to the Shadow Realm later on tonight. I mean, I say that, you never know. It's hard to organize a trip to the Shadow Realm. Just ask Baba. It's very random.
Yeah.
But let us move into the match itself, into the first round. The bye phase of the pistol round is going to be a go, and round one itself of the match is underway.
Round one. It's always the first rounds that give them the upper hand when it comes to gaining economy growth. And Team Sudesh, what a wonderful performance that they've made on Milestone event. Same thing can be said to Blind Esports, though, that they're always very good on the first half, and then slowly they start to, fall apart. Sometimes in the second half, sometimes at the half of the first half. But hopefully, by amending their mistakes, they can, however, figure out a way to dismantle Sudesh's coordination. But as of now, it's just the pistol rounds. Good use of those all-drones give information, and Braxy already in towards the mid side, closing off the doors, but they still have opened the doors nonetheless. They'll make a decision to head in towards the B site. Now there is only 2 players, and with that perfect timing of that recon dart to be able to give them the much information that they need. There you go, Braxy currently caught up in a very bad situation, and here comes the reinforcement. That's one down, that's the second down, and with it they have the side control on the B side. It's just 2 players left here from Blind Esports. How can they proceed here? Red Knox, can he make this clutch? No, it does not. It's Harsh back again with the first, and Dash, the only last man standing, and another beautiful headshot from Harsh to conclude the win for Team Sudesh, 1-0.
I do like that. I do like how they, that is Team Sudesh, they took control of that mid to market area very, very quickly. And I do like that. Map control is essential when it comes to, well, a lot of play styles in Valorant and just in general, FPS maps, FPS games with maps like these, map control and map knowledge is a big thing. And Team Sudesh clearly showed that they are not only aware of what sides to go for, but how to push them and how to make sure that they do not run into any trouble as a result. Now, Vortex, oh my goodness, tried for something or the other. Unfortunately, got taken down as a result. Brax is going to find one more. That is dashed down. The KJ goes down too. Oh my goodness, everybody is just going off right now. A flawless from the side of the attack as Blind Esports decided to go very, very aggressive towards the hallway and mid, only to just get completely shut down left and right. I was just saying, I love how Sudesh took control of the mid towards site entry and of course had some control towards tunnel towards the end of the round. But, in a bid to try and deny that, Blind Esports just went in literally blind. No pun intended. They decided we're just going to push in. Come what may, whatever happens, this is a Hail Mary solution. We're going in. And they kind of got punished for it. In the meanwhile, Red Knox is going to find one, but only to get shut down by Braxy. Oh my goodness, Braxy firing through everything. Gets saved by HVS. Dash will be taken down. And suddenly round 2 has again started off with Blind Esports in the deficit.
Not looking too good though from Blind's end. Losing 2 players already in the early round, but still they'll somehow manage to trade it off back again by taking out Braxy. An influential kill nonetheless, as the duelist is out in this round, but currently he'll just go back to the drawing board and hopefully he does better in the next round. But in just 1 minute, we still have to get that round win here, and if Team Sudesh wins the bonus round, it's going to be even more problematic for Blind Esports' end, because they have the Spectres in hand, in which they bought it in this round. It's just going to be a tough decision here that Team Sudesh needs to make. Will they commit to the A site, or will they fake the A site and go back? It's too late now. The information will be given. So does the Phantom. Not enough information being given around. Might be able to get one. Those French gladly survived. The shock dart, will that connect? No, it does not. There is 3 players currently holding that particular spot, and Patrick getting one, an assassin. being the last man standing, did eventually made it into a 1v1. Does the KO knows this? No, he does not. He knows now. He knows exactly where Assassin is now. It's going to be a very difficult spot here. If Kev gets this, it's going to be a 3-0. And the Spectre in hand is going to be even more difficult for Kev to win this gunfight. No! Assassin! I mean, I have to say, it was a good effort to use the turret, but the timing in which Kev just went in on a ridiculous off angle to take out the KJ in an unexpected manner is going to give Team Sudesh yet another win here on the attack phase, 3-0, and all thanks to that KO to make that clutch happen.
Honestly, to be perfectly fair to Kev in that situation, there was really no choice, right? Spike was on the ground, and they could not allow the KJ to, get away in any way, shape, or form. You allow the KJ to get away from you, and then suddenly things are going to be so bad. But never mind the early round. What is this chaos on mid? Everybody's everywhere, and everybody decided, you know what, today's the day. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to get these kills. And it looks like Blind Esports once again is going to be shut down on mid. We saw that, a very aggressive take towards the mid archway door. And yeah, I mean, you'll see that right now, already we had the enemy jet taken care of, the defender's jet down. Everybody just kind of pushed mid and just shut down left and right. I mean, there's not much to say about that. It was just a very aggressive round from Blind Esports again. And so they're shutting them down left and right, sparing no quarter. It's interesting to me how Sadesh seems to almost know what Blind Esports is going to do, right? As if they are predicting it so well. And some of it, of course, could be down to the fact that Blind Esports already played in a stream game yesterday, and Team Sudesh has had plenty of time to really analyze and break down the way that Blind might play here on Ascent. Blind has a bunch of matches on stream as well from the Level Up series. So, yeah, overall, I think Sudesh knows what they are up against and what to expect, and thus the timeout was called by Blind Esports because, well, they don't know what to do. They are now multiple rounds down in a situation that they really shouldn't be in, given the fact that they are a team that has come here. They were one of the first teams, I believe, to get into this, the Milestone series. So with that being said, looks like the pause has been unpaused, i.e. the timeout has ended, and we're going to be going back into round 5 in a 4-0 situation. Team Sudesh with a very strong early lead. And Blind Esports were forced to go for 2 eco rounds. This time they even committed to that eco round 2 in the previous round itself, only having classics, and just decides to end this round quickly as best as possible. Now they have all the weapons, they even have the abilities that they need. Now they've made a decision to go aggressive here in towards the mid side. What will Team Sudesh do? They have the information now on where exactly Braxy is, but can they convert those information into kills? That is my main biggest concern here. So much information. That distraction, though, from the Omen is going to cause Braxy to get that frag. And it's post-plant once again here. Team Sudesh looking very dominant in map Ascent. And if this keeps going here, then that means Blind Esports might not be able to figure out a situation here again. Shock darts. Dreadnoks is so low on HP. But he still has the op. All it needs is just one shot to the body. Oh no. He's gonna miss that shot once again. He'll be forced to fall back, hopefully to contest the post-plant situation, and Vortex might be able to figure this one out yet. HPS gone, and so does Braxy. This is actually huge here, because it's just Patrick in a 1v2 situation. They're going in for the defuse. Is this advisable? The Hunter's Fury. That actually worked out, but it's been posed. It's on half plant, and it's not gonna work out. Will it work out? Oh yes. Oh yes, they do. Oh, so close though. And I have to say, this round, Jack, I was stuttering half of the time because I had no idea what was happening from between these two teams here, especially the one from the Omen's ult. The Omen's ult, which gave a lot of distraction for our Assassin, and we even saw the the Owl drone giving information to Braxy too. So I was speechless at that time. And my god, did we see Blind Esports come back to that 1-4, and Sudesh still have the round up, so let's see what they'll do here.
Standing ahead.
Yeah, it's still quite the ways to go for the side of Team Sudesh, mind you. They are definitely, they've definitely pulled away quite hard early. However, looks like Blind Esports has learned a bit of a lesson right now, which is to say that do not be very aggressive foolishly at the beginning. However, HVS is going to find one. Red knocks off the board. Wrench finds another. Patrick down. That's the enemy solo off the board. However, Dash goes down. In the meanwhile, this is a little bit of a bad situation for the side of Blind Esports, but they still want these kills. Hersh is going to find one. That's Vortex down. Draxy's pushing in. Knives out. Can they get one? No, they can't. Wrench will shut them down. Wrench shuts down another. And another. That's the KO on the floor. A 1v2. And that is the ace for Wrench. My goodness, this Sova player is just going all in. Looks like we've got a contender for player of the tournament already, folks. My goodness, the Hunter's Fury right at the beginning, and then from the watch above on rafters, just shutting down every single entry from the garden side. Just look at that. Archway, or excuse me, the Archway, Garden, and Garden again. My God. Well done right there. Well done indeed from Wrench. That's going to put them at well and truly ahead of everyone on the leaderboard so far. But that's also going to make Blind Esports have only 2 rounds to go for the deficit in a 4-2 now.
Okay, looks like Blind Esports are slowly getting back up on their feet, and that is a good sign. Team Sudesh, especially Kev, will actually get that early pick here once again. Retnox will go down, which means that no more duelist for Blind. And plus, this is an early pick here once again. So Team Sudesh have the advantage in hand. Currently, they are, however, playing in a split way. So technically, they're just playing in for picks. And when the time is right, they will somehow try to create some distractions, or maybe try to force them to be on the A side, but in the end they'll just fake it out and head towards B. But no fakes, just an executing towards the A side, and Braxy gets caught on a very difficult spot. But Kev is here, will go in for the trade once again. But I have to say, Team Sudesh needs to be careful on the Heaven side. Last time I remember, they just got caught off from the Sova main, and they succeed once again. That is a lot of manpower here, but Vortex getting 1, gets 2, and Patrick will come in for the trade once again. It's in favor of Sudesh's side. It's a 2v1, and Wrench needs to figure out another way to clutch. He gets 1, but doesn't get the other though, because Patrick is here. He'll be able to secure the win for Team Sudesh once again. 5-2 will be the scoreline, and Team Sudesh, I have to say, they are getting those early picks. Now, getting those early picks for Team Sudesh will give them at least an understanding on what kind of positionings that the rest of the players are going to play in. So, once they realize that one of the players are gone, they have to bring in some backup in towards the B side. And then you saw the player who was holding on mid, he was proceeding to give cover in towards the B side. But nonetheless, it was just a distraction. All they need to do was just regroup in towards A, execute, and just get the job done. But for now, we're just gonna wait as of now, because we have a pause timer being set up from I believe from Blind Esports' side, and they are desperate in need to try to figure out a way to dismantle Sudesh's attack coordination, especially from Braxy. Yes, I have to say, it's not just Braxy. I mean, Braxy was doing a hell of a job from, with the Jet. Didn't have the open hand, but he loves to execute in towards the side to hopefully to try to get information, and that information gets relayed to their team to follow up with the trade nonetheless. The KO was there for the follow-up trade. You even have the Sova to give information from those recon drones, but I have to say, that clutch from the Sova from Blind Esports, that would have given Team Sudesh a very tough time though, because it would have been a 3-4 if Blind Esports won that round. It was almost very close, but Patrick was there to deny it, and we see Team Sudesh back in the lead here, 5-2.
Quite interesting how this is that Team Sudesh, Blind Esports kind of know what to expect from Team Sudesh, but at the same time, again, that one little bit of an error. Patrick does go down, mind you, so it's not all lost, the fact that the Jet went down, because they went down taking somebody with them, but Braxy is here, and they're going to get a couple as a full-on result of that. HVS finds Dash and finds Assassin, and suddenly Wrench is the last one standing. Wrench, you do not underestimate, of course, and Blind Esports will know this, but of course Team Sudesh knows this as well. Look at that. They're falling back, only allowing HVS to push up like that so that, Wrench can think that maybe they might not actually be going here. However, with no execute on the side, Wrench tried to push out, suspecting something else, and well, it doesn't matter because the kill will be taken and the round will be ended. That is going to be Braxy with the final one, so to speak. And Team Sudesh continues building up this insane, well, not insane, but good lead that they have on board for themselves. Round 9 is now on the board. A 6-2 is the score. And yeah, Blind Esports, I have to say, they're kind of getting read really hard right now. And Team Sudesh, well, they're just doing mostly the same thing. And they've been punished for it, mind you, mostly by Wrench. But even then, it's not enough. The entirety of Blind Esports needs to start firing here and now. Otherwise, things will become very desperate for them very soon.
Very soon enough. And Wrench, who's been doing a lot of work for Blind, just gonna pop off his owl drone to give some instant info in towards mid. Now, since there is a lot of pressure being made here, they'll just... well, Blind will certainly make their attempt, and Braxy sees that so well. Taking out Assassin is going to put the side of Blind Esports in even a very difficult spot here once again. But Vortex is here for that trade, and that flash so perfectly used and perfectly executed from Wrench to take out KO. But the execution needs to happen here, and I believe it's going to be in towards the B side. Now, I have to say, Blind Esports, they've got this round under control, but unless HVS has something else to do with it, might be able to turn this match back around, and there you go. Important player down. It's Wrench. And HBS getting that pick is going to put Team Sudesh in a very good spot here once again. Post blunt, still 3v3. And Harsh is still holding this tight angle. All he needs to do is just take out Vortex, and that should be a job well done. Can that happen? Again, pre-fire. But he's just patiently waiting. But does he know that there's an information here? Yes, he does. Misses some shot, but he'll get one. Getting second? No, he does not. Dash here. And so does Retnos to take out Patrick. And there you go. 2 kills, and Blind Esports, they have got this round here. 3-6. Blind Esports. It was a shaky round. Mid control was a bit difficult to handle, but I have to say the perfect usage of the flash, the paranoia, which is being used from the Omen, really did help them succeed in gaining mid control, and that eventually led Sudesh having a lot of problems on their end. Vortex, a job well done for holding on the mid side, and they still have a lot of work to do here. 3-6 as we proceed to the next round.
Interestingly enough, you know, like you said, really good play from both Omens in that entire round. However, now, of course, things will have to change up once again. Looks like there is no mid presence other than that one shot that was fired towards mid. Braxy heard that, of course, and there we go. The blind fires are going to go through the archway. Not going to find anyone off of that, but there is somebody here on the garden's door. Braxy will know about this. Red Nox holding down a longer angle towards the A entry. But look at this. Sova's ult is going to go out. Red Nox finds HVS in the meanwhile. And there's the Hunter Sphere to find Kev. Dash goes down. Braxy gets the first kill for the side of Team Sudesh in the round. However, things are a little bit, or well, they were a little bit dicey, so to speak. But Braxy is here to stabilize the ship. This Jet player has pretty much been very consistent, very good. The good kind of consistent as well. Red Nox trying to find one more. No, misses the shot. Unfortunate. And Patrick will take them down, punishing them for that whiff, leaving Wrench and the KJ, the last two standing. Wrench knows that there's somebody on Gateway, and that's going to be the enemy. Sova to take them down. Patrick will not miss this time. It's all down to the final player, the KJ for Blind Esports. Can they make this a 4-6, or is this going to be a 7-3 going into the half? Assassin is in the smoke bubble around the rafters, trying to get in. They are aware that somebody could come in from the glass. They find one, find two. Oh dear, this is potentially big. Assassin can go in and get at least a half defuse done. The turret is going to go out. They know that there's somebody there. The kill could happen. They're going to see the orbs from the Jet, and they're going to get their shot. Their triple kill clutch from Assassin. Braxy goes down. Assassin will make great use of every bit of utility available at their hands to avoid the 3-7. It's 4-6, 2 rounds to equalize, and we are still in the first half.
For once, we thought that Team Sudesh had this round under control. Along comes Assassin. 4K, I believe. Actually, no, it's a triple kill from Assassin's End. Beautiful trigger discipline, patient accuracy, and a lot of courage to get that clutch done. He'll give the hopes for Blind Esports to succeed in defensive round once again. This is going to be frightening for Team Sudesh's side because they had the round under control, and Vortex doing his best efforts to deny this execute being made in the B side. Just waiting. The execute is here. Every single person on Team Sudesh are in the site. They're just clearing every single piece of information that they can. Look at that. I miss all of that chaos being made. Retnox had actually used a shoddy to take out the KO. And an early use of those Hunter's Fury. Will tag one. Can he get the confirmation? Yes, another kill from HBS to take out Retnox. And Braxi, despite his best effort, is still not working well. HBS made a lot of work, and look at that. It's Harsh in the end to take out Dash once again. And Team Sudesh just won their eco round. He has 4-7. Winning an eco round. Would you believe it, Jack? Not only that they've won this round, in this round, they have every single bits of weapons that they can. They have Vandals. They even have heavy armor. But the same cannot be said to Blind Esports because they're broke. They don't have any weapons on their hand, and it is the last round. So, according to this, I have to say Team Sudesh is in control when it comes to the economy-wise, and it's going to be a very tough challenge for Blind Esports to proceed in this first half.
Yeah, I think we can both agree on that. If it goes into an 8-4 for Team Stash, Blind might have it very, very difficult in the second half. Seems like another pause has been called, so it'll be coming back to us for a little bit longer. Do not worry, folks. This last round before the half will take place. It'll all happen smoothly as it is intended to. However, I do have to say, again, in that last round, Team Sudesh, good stuff overall. But what I really liked was that they lost the first body, right, going into that post plant. But when they started trading against Blind Esports, they kept trading. They made sure that Blind Esports was never comfortable in that round. And HVS did some really, really good work overall, you know, throughout that round, using the utilities, using the teleports of the chamber, I believe they were playing, and just good stuff. Overall, that's, I think, is the best way to summarize out that round. Now, the last round before the half, Sudesh has, well, since they played an echo round, they've got all the economy in the world to spend with. And Blind Esports, like Baba pointed out, of course, were unfortunately a little less than well off, shall we say. Not too much economy in their hands, which means they'll have to be careful with what they spend on. Abilities are important, but so are the guns. In the meanwhile, the pause has been undone, which means round 12 will now be happening in proper 7-4, the scoreline, and Blind will want to avoid an 8-4 at all costs, but it's a big push in through the arch gateway of the A site. But no, they're backing off very quickly because all of them are also suppressed by, of course, the KO. And they're going towards mid. Is this a big rotate? Seems like it might be going towards the B site, but they're currently stuck on mid as we have Vortex. Yep. There we go. Just making sure they had a good bit of intel on who is. And Team Sudesh is coming back towards A. I'm not really sure if this is the best idea because this will be heard and called out. Braxi, oh dear me, that's the suppression from the KO on the other side. And this is going to be big, but no, Kev is actually going to be downed on the floor. Not quite dead yet. They have a few seconds. They can be pulled back up. However, Braxy's taking control of Raptors. This is huge right now, and Kev will be brought back in. Shots are fired, but the spike is on the ground. It's now post plant, and Hirsch gets one, and they get two. They're there on the garden door, hugging the corner, and that's going to be HVS to find Dash. Teleport comes in. Hirsch knows that there's one in garden. Reload is up. The Chef, they don't know that there's somebody down there, as we have so many shots being fired. Vortex finds two, only to be shut down by HVS. It's now a 3v1, all down to the last player, and that last player is Wrench. We know exactly what Wrench can do, but they're going to take some shots. Shots are fired back at them. Shots are fired by them, pushing out hard. And they're going to be found by Braxi. It is now an 8-4. The round goes the way of Team Sudesh because they played that aggressively, never letting up on the pressure, never letting Blind Esports settle even for a second in the round. And 8-4 is the scoreline going into the second half.
I have to say, Jack, what a close round though from Blind. Such a close round, and like when they realized that there was a lockdown being placed, Harsh's main concern was to destroy that as fast as possible, and that ended up losing a lot of magazines from his Vandal, losing a lot of magazines from his Sheriff, and once he was trying to fall back, it was too late. But in the end, I'm just glad that Team Today's have somehow managed that situation out. HVS, oh boy, that is quite a lot of damage being dealt around, but somehow he survives here. HVS, very low on HP, but how will they proceed with this executor being made? Especially with the Red Nox going in for the execute. Oh my goodness, HVS somehow gets the opportunity here, and Red Nox is not definitely having that. Again, a lot of destructions being made, and it's Wrench to take out Patrick here. 2v2, and Kev, what a shot, and another to take out Wrench. Would you look at that, folks? It's Kev in the mid place, taking out all the players on the side of Blind Esports here and getting their win on the pistol rounds. 4-9, 9 rounds for Team Sudesh. They are in a very huge lead, and I have to say HVS's aggressive push was so good, and when he realized it was a very dangerous decision to continue the aggression, he just TPs it back and somehow gets a long-range headshot while he backed up. That is how dangerous HVS is on defense, and I am really much worried for Blind Esports if this keeps happening each and every round.
Oh dear me, Brax is gonna go out and find one. That's Wrench on the board, but ooh, Kev. They knew that there was one out towards the gate through the hallway, but of course they didn't know that there was someone on the other corner. And while that kill was taken, it was too late to save the dead player from the hands of that KO. The defense now has the body count advantage again, despite an aggressive early take from Blind Esports. But here we go. Bodies are being taken back. HVS finds one, Braxy finds another, and suddenly it's a 1v3. The last one standing. Ooh, Red Nox. Quick peek right there. Finds Braxy. Gets tagged up. Position is given away. Sheriff in hand. And HVS will be the one to shut them down. Nice and quickly. Headshot with the Headhunter. Appropriately enough. 10-4. And we are looking at a situation that I don't think Blind Esports expected at all. 14 rounds in, and they have yet to push past 5 rounds in their favor. They are stuttering, they are faltering, and they are more. The longer it goes on, their aggression is still there, but as a team, I fear that they might be looking a little lost at this point.
Right here.
I mean, yeah, what can we say about this? I mean, at this point, already 2 rounds in their favor, but Red Nox somehow manages to find one here, and this time it's Braxy. Good usage. The smokes will come in, and Kev really needs to be careful, but no, he'll just be safe knowing that there is a smoke to provide a lot of protection here. Now here comes the Owl Drone that can give some vital information, and Wrench, he doesn't know exactly where the chaos location is. Now he knows, and now they have info and doesn't get the proper execution done. And that's going to cost them even a lot, because Team Sudesh, this is their bonus round, and somehow they're managing to get the shots. Hello? Like, oh no, this is not good. Not good at all for Blind Esports, because not only they've lost a lot of economy on their hands, but they've also lost the Vandals, which means it's going to be even more tougher for Blind Esports in the next round, because they will be left with a decision to either go in for the eco round or a force buy. And Patrick, having the Ares in hand, all he needs is just information from the Sova's recon drone. And now it's just post-plant. One kill, and it's just HPS back again to take out Vortex and the Ares. And to get the confirmation, it's going to be Kev with the wall bang. And there you have it, folks. 4-11. HVS, more like high value sharpshooter, folks, and that is for sure.
High value sharpshooter. I quite like that. HVS. You never know, that might actually be their full, the full name of the acronym. Or HVS could just be HVS for the sake of it. We don't judge here. At the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series, we only cast, and we are casting what is otherwise a pretty good game for Team Sudesh. Not so much for Blind Esports. I mean, if you're a Blind Esports fan, then yeah, unfortunately, your team and you are probably going through it right now. And understandably so. I don't think anyone quite expected this kind of a performance out of Blind Esports. We have a Jet ult ready to play for the time being, and it looks like Blind might actually be on an eco round situation. At least there isn't too much on their hands. There are a couple of Spectres. However, the chocolate will go out, do a lot of damage to Retnox. Ouch. That's going to leave a mark in the morning. As Braxy will take that kill, Jet down, and suddenly things are again looking a little dicey for the side of Blind Esports. Anchor setup, HVS knows that they might need those. Pushing out towards the hallway, we'll see one. Know that the peak is there. Sova's going to go ahead, and that's going to be 1-2 for Patrick. And yeah, 2v5, 1v5, none v5, flawless round. At this point, Sudesh might as well write the check home because they are match point. One round away from winning. A 12-4 is the scoreline.
You know, Jack, what once we thought was the underdog in Level Up Series 3 ended up taking out a lot of players, especially in the Milestone event. And if they do win this, that's going to be 2 wins in the Milestone event. Not only they defeated Blind Esports, they did defeat Orgless Syndicate. And oh boy, this is a story and a half if I'd like to talk about it. And teams, they are looking strong to end this once and for all. Here comes Killjoy. Here comes HPS, who is very promising with this shot, but somehow he's alive out of amidst all of that chaos. And Dash will be able to take out one. The Killjoy will succeed in detaining Patrick, and that's going to give them even more confirmation. And Blind Esports, finally, they have control on the B side. Post-plant situation, but the main problem is HPS is still alive, and his shots are deadly, and he gets one! French will go! And still, they have to focus on 2 more players, which are currently in towards the site. How can they get the info now, knowing that they don't have Sova's recon? They can only rely upon the dash. The Jet's dash, that is. And HPS, I mean, he only has 17 HP. I believe they're making a decision to fall back. A viable decision, though. I mean, it is 4-12. You shouldn't make any risky decisions and just save their weapons for last. And since a lot of utilities was being used too, you even had the lockdown being placed, you even had fragments, flashes, and since they knew it wasn't a very good decision to, go in and clutch this 2v3 situation if they, don't have the smokes or the flashes to go with. So, a good decision being made from the side of Team Sudesh and Blind Esports. Although they did win one, they still have how many rounds? It's like 7 or 8 rounds. They have to win 8 rounds back to back without losing a single round in order to survive and make sure we put this to OT. And do you think that's going to happen, Jack?
Honestly, 7 straight rounds to go to OT sounds like a bit of a reach, I'll be honest with you. Even when, we're casting Rainbow Six, we never, discount the possibility of overtime. Even here, I won't say that they can't outright. It's possible. We've seen huge comebacks happen before from like 1-9, I believe, in the first level of series we saw. And even then, it's really, really difficult to call if it will actually happen. Because of the way a team plays in a given round, in a given matchup, sometimes these comebacks end up being fully impossible. However, we've got a few kills popping off right now. Assassin with 3 out of the blue, leaving Braxy and the Chamber, the last 2 standing. HVS, of course, their ult is ready. They could go in for it in a minute now. Assassin has found Braxy, and things are looking very difficult. The Sova jumps up and finds the Chamber on the rafters. That is now a 6-12. Couple of rounds going the way of Blind Esports. It's not all over yet. They are still here. They are still playing. They do still want the victory. How far can they get? Well, it really depends on them to show us.
I mean, the main question is for how long Blind Esports can hold their ground. And French, having the Hunter's Fury, We are having the Hunter's Fury ready. All it needs is just one single tag from the Owl drone, and he'll get an instant kill. Now that will be huge, but in order to do that, he just needs to get that perfect information though. Talk about HPS. He's very powerful with his shots. Once again, he's just trying to gain info into his mid site. Oh boy, that was a good info and a half as well. And Vrenz decides to use the Hunter's Spirit to try to take out HPS, but he immediately gets out at the right time thanks to his teleport. Would you look at that? Already 2 players gone, and Team Sudesh has the upper hand, especially on defense. And Vrenz, he's not gonna be he's definitely not gonna be happy about that. Kev, again with the suppression knife to give some info at least, but doesn't find red knocks. But HPS knows this, but he'll just hold mid instead. It's going to give him a much more protection. And here comes French once again. And in just a very slow situation, HPS will get 1. He gets 2. And it's just Vortex all by himself in a 1v5 situation. Oh boy. Paranoia. Beautiful use, but able to get the confirmation. And there you go. 4 kills with the AWP from HPS. And there you have it, folks. Team Sudesh, 2 wins on the Valorant Milestone event. And such a sad day for Blind Esports that they've made a good effort. In the end, it wasn't too much for them to handle.
Yeah. Unfortunately so. A 13-6 as it were to the side of Team Sudesh. Very dominant, game overall, especially between rounds 11 to 16. Just win after win after win after win. Regardless of if it was attack side, defense side, they were there. They knew exactly what to do, and they shut down Blind Esports at every single turn. Unfortunate for Blind Esports, really. I was looking forward to a little bit more from them than we ended up getting, and I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of their performance today because of those factors alone. We saw quite a lot of them in the level up series, right? They played pretty well. The fact that they've gotten this far, they've battled it out against so many teams, they made it here. But Team Sudesh, I guess we should have put a little bit more faith in them because, hey, they beat Reckoning Esports. Even if Reckoning had already qualified at that time, Sudesh beat Reckoning to get the top seed for the 3rd level up series. I mean, that's got to count for a lot, clearly, right? And the unfortunate thing is, right, Blind Esports, we praise them a lot whenever they do well. But I have to say, and I pointed this out, around about, round 8 or 9, right, is that they do the same thing constantly. They do a lot of the same thing, a lot of the same plays, a lot of the same strats. And as soon as they find a roadblock, or if they lose too many bodies too quickly, they just don't know what to do. They seem to be lost. Like, they can handle a 4v5. They can handle a 3v5. Hell, some of them can even handle 1v3s, 1v4s. That's great. But as a unit, you take down 2 of their players, 2 of their gunners, maybe their entry killers, maybe their sentinel. You take them out early, and suddenly Blind is just scattered. They're all over the place. They don't know what to do. And that was very, very evident today. Sudesh just completely shutting them down. Speaking of Sudesh, let's have a look at the MVP of the match. And that is going to be, well, is it any surprise that it's HVS? Sentinel player, chamber player, but most importantly, that 4K at the end of the match to seal it off. My goodness, this player has some serious skills. Look at that combat score. 298. That is one of the highest ones we've seen in the Milestone series, I believe, so far. And there is a lot to say about that.
That is a lot to say about Jack. Team Sudesh, what a performance. What a dominating performance against Blind Esports. And HPS, he's a headshot machine, Jack. I'm not going to lie. Those shots are very accurate, and it's very tough when you go up against him. Every single time you see HPS, he's always out of cover, but he's still confident in landing those headshots. And sometimes it does work out well in the end. And I have to say, Jack, Blind Esports, they can handle a 1v3 or a 2v4 clutch situation like we saw from Assassin. We even saw a clutch situation being made from Wrench, a 1v3, a 1v4. But it always comes down to the fact that when they're in a situation where they have nothing else to execute, and they start to lose a lot of bodies, they don't have they don't have certain abilities, like for an example, when they were left with smokes, when they're left with not having any smokes or flashes, they just had to run blindly without having any information on their end, and just get caught off every single round. So it was very unfortunate, but I have to say Blind Esports, they are very good, but when it comes to being in a situations like that, it's a bit difficult for them to handle. But all in all, a job well done for them, and also a huge congratulations for Team Sudesh, as they've won 2 matches in the Milestone event series. That would put them in a very good spot here, Jack.
Absolutely. Just great stuff from the side of Team Sudesh. They will put now 2 match wins on the board for themselves. Blind Esports still sitting on 0 points, I believe, which is really unfortunate for them, but they will have to bring it back in round 3 because, of course, that was the last match of round 2 that we just had. That's the data I have on the sheet, right? So if there's any updates, we'll let you know. But regardless, the next match that we will have is a round 3 game, and excuse me right there, and it promises to be quite the exciting one. So, go out, get some popcorn, get some drinks, get yourselves refreshed, and we'll be right back after a short break for round 3.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, and our viewers from all over the internet, welcome back to the Critical X Valorant Milestone series powered by Loco. Here with the hosts Blackjack and Babagusta, as we are back once again, this time for the third match of the night and the first match of round 3. That is Fangs versus Team Punished. If you'll remember, Fangs was actually supposed to be on stream, I believe, yesterday in their match against Reckoning, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. Fangs was the team with the technical difficulty, so they kind of had to bow out and so on and so forth. Here they are to put their first points on board. Not only that, but also to play their first stream match of this entire tournament, the Milestone Series, so to speak. Of course, formerly known as FS Esports, I believe they were one of the first teams to qualify for the Milestone Series way back at Level Up Series 1. So it's been a while since we have seen them. I'm excited to see how Fangs plays on this map that we will see them go up against Team Punish on, that map being, of course, Split.
Yep, splits the map, and hopefully, without having any disturbances being made, we might be able to see that matchup going on our screens right away. Fangs versus Team Punished map will be on Split, and talk about Punish's punished performance, especially on the first round. We saw them go up against Blind Esports. They had they had no problems going up against them. 13-7, just like we talked about it. Team Punished, looking very good on their end, and then we did get to see the second match that we're going to see them. It's going to be on Fangs. Currently, we don't have that much information. Just like Jack said, we did get to Fangs unfortunately had an issue there, which was forced to forfeit. Reckoning Esports automatically did get the win. So hopefully this time we might be able to see Fangs come back with a win, or maybe we might be able to see Team Punish get another win once again, because Punished, they did win one of the matchups, just like I said. I'm not quite sure we have the information on round number 2, but round number 3, it's a fresh start. So with Fangs being the one on defense, Punish being on attack, it's going to be a barn burn of the match, just like Jack said.
Well, I do like to use that word a lot, but I guess we'll see whether or not
Mm-hmm.
Fangs is able to put up the kind of fight that we expect out of them. Mind you, Team Punished, they did win their round one game. However, round two, they actually lost the match that they played earlier this stream, in fact. Going back to match number one, it was Reckoning Esports versus Punished, and Reckoning, well, let's just say they didn't necessarily mop the floor with Team Punished, but it wasn't exactly close either. I believe it was what, a 13-6 or a 13-7 at the end of the day that Reckoning won by. Pretty big margin is what I'm trying to get at. So Punished definitely will be looking to get some of that, to let some of that steam off, get some of that frustration out. And Fangs, on the other hand, will be looking to get themselves settled in properly. Better late than never, as they say, to the way proceedings work here at the Milestone series, of course. And that will mean a victory here and now. Will Team Punished be relegated to only having one match on the board, or will Fangs put their first game on the board and make that little middle section, as we always like to say, the middle section of the round robin table, just that little bit more spicy with one new contender on the screen? But with all that being said, we're done with the map screen, we're done with the team intro, so all that's left, folks, is to get into the agent selection, and we will once the lobby is fully ready and the teams are all in. Before that, of course, we have a little bit of something that the statistical wizards on the back end have brought up: a player versus player, Immutable and Cactus from Team Punish and Fangs, respectively. It took me a second to remember. Yeah, there was someone called Cactus in Fangs. Either that or I'm remembering things wrongly. Regardless, stats wise, it's actually a lot closer between these two teams, between Immutable and Cactus. Immutable, of course, finishing a game earlier today, still with pretty good performance from themselves. Cactus, on the other hand, just looking at these, it is very clear that Cactus has been playing quite well as of late in these last couple of months, which is what these stats are entirely based off of. But the fact that Immutable is this close in terms of numbers is actually quite interesting to me and speaks quite a bit on both players' abilities. They're actually kind of close to each other's skill levels, at least in these metrics specifically. So it's going to be interesting to see how Immutable and Cactus perform in this match against each other, especially as they will take on probably different roles from each other and play different agents. Maybe they might even play the same agent. We'll see about that. But yeah, that is the player v player, and I gotta say, some pretty interesting information in there as well. And thinking about everything, I just noticed down in the byline the logo for Fangs. Given that is an emoji I use regularly on Discord, yeah, it was a little weird for me to see that on the byline. But hey, team logo's got a team logo. You gotta have a face, as it were. And what better face to have other than that one? Man, that's just precious face right there. But regardless of memes and jokes aside, this match is going to be an interesting one. We've said that before. I say interesting a lot. I got to stop that. But the reason it is because while we know quite a bit about Team Punish, they're kind of an aggressive team. They kind of really like to force a situation regardless of whether they actually have the room to do so in a lot of situations against their enemies. Fangs, it's been a while since we've seen them, and we don't necessarily know if their playstyle has changed compared to what they were before. So we are excited to see how they perform against a rather aggressive team like Team Punished here and now. And on the other hand, Team Punished, how will they react to the way Fangs brings out their plays? That is also, I think, a question on a lot of people's minds in this sort of a situation. With all that being said, like we said before, of course, agent selection and in-game will happen in just a short minute as soon as everybody's ready, both sides and whatnot. So before we go into anything more, right, we had predictions in game number 2, and I just realized, we didn't really talk about it at the end of game 2, but Team Sudesh really did take the win, like both of us were kind of saying over here. So, Baba, want to try again? It's a 50-50. The mathematics of the situation says that we lose, right? Because we got the win 50 in the last round. So what's left, right? The remaining chance is literally to lose. But I say we break the mathematics. What do you think? Who's going to win?
Well, if you want to break the mathematics and go above and beyond, I'd say Punish, because when it comes to Punish's performance, especially from Ayan's performance as the chamber, it is it's exciting. It's always entertaining to see him get those picks with the headhunter, even with the op shots, and he'd always try to figure out a way to get those clutches done or try to make an impactful round. And having Ayan in Team Punished is going to be a lot of problems that Fangs needs to deal with. And just like we saw on that previous matchup when they went up against Reckoning Esports, every single time you see Reckoning Esports always letting them proceed to go in for the plant and then win on post plant situations. So if Punished figures out a way to succeed not only in executing and succeeding in you know planting the spike, but they also need to figure out a way to hold their ground and succeed in post plant situations. Now that has been that's been denied countless numbers of times when they went up against Reckoning Esports, and in the second half it was just gone. It just immediately it was gone. The entire defensive hold on map Icebox wasn't in favor for Team Punished. But hopefully with the map being on split, it's talk about split, it's not that much of long you don't get to contest a lot of long range gunfights. So expect Breach or Brimstone to be brought up, because Breach, he has long concussions, he even has those long range flashes that will help them win most of their gunfights. And also you have Brimstone with the ultimate that can deal a lot of damage in that particular spot. So there is a lot of things that Punished can do, but also the win is also on the it's on the line for them, because Punished already won one matchup against Blind, I believe, and then second they lost against Reckoning Esports. Now third, if they do win this matchup against Fangs, they'll succeed by having two match wins that could eventually help them at least balance, just like Jack said, be in a spot where they are safe. And that's exactly what Punish are trying to do. They just want to be safe. They want to make sure that if we win this, we'll hopefully get to get to be in the playoffs and hopefully get that prize pool as well, a total of 1,50,000 rupees. So it is I mean, the line is on for them. The line is on for both Punished and Fangs, especially we didn't get to see Fangs perform a lot in the first in the second matchup. Just like we said, it was a forfeit. And Reckoning Esports did get that win eventually. But yeah, for Punished and Fangs, for both of them, it's on the line. So we wish both of these teams the best of luck, and hopefully we might be able to see some amazing shots coming up on our end.
Well, going back to what we started this that whole section with, excuse me, I'm gonna actually go and say that my bet's gonna be on Fangs. I'm gonna say it. It's been a while since we've seen them. I don't necessarily know how they're gonna play, and I still like my odds. It's probably like a 20% chance I'm right overall, but hey, the kind of games I play, if the chat knew, then they'd know I like my odds regardless of if I'm actually in a situation to like my odds. But Fangs, we'll see. I'm not gonna outright support them. Let's not get biased over here. But I don't know. I just have this feeling, right, that Fangs might actually win it out today, and that's all I'm basing it off of. I have literally no information. I don't think I have access to the sheet that was made for the first level up series. If I do, it's just not showing up in my sheet history anymore. And I don't know why. That save file should be on my computer. I haven't formatted anything in the last 4 or 5 months now, even though I should. My C drive is getting a little clogged up. Anyway, off on that tangent. Regardless, I feel like Fangs might actually take this. If not, I feel like they'll push hard. Punished is a good team, don't get me wrong, but the match against Reckoning really, really showed that Punished can be, the reversal can be put onto Punished, and you can then punish Team Punished. I know that sounded weird when I said that. I was trying to avoid saying that Team Punish gets punished or Team Punish is punished, like using that word twice. I was trying to avoid that, but hey, it was inevitable, much like Thanos. But let's not get too caught up in the references and
One
semantics
snap
of
to
that.
rule them all.
Indeed. But we still don't know what Thanos was cooking. Anyway, Fangs, I feel like they'll win. Okay? The map is split. Opinions are split, I know, on that. Let's not get on that. Okay? But
All right.
Fangs definitely. So,
Okay.
a little update on why there's been such a big delay. As it turns out, one of the players, I don't exactly know who, but one of the players from Fangs, uh, okay, Ayan actually, it's Ayan, whose
Ayan.
monitor
Okay.
short circuited as they were getting ready for the match. Talk about timing. You know how I mentioned yesterday in the first stream that we had for the for the milestone series, right? That
Mm-hmm.
South Asia is a region where trucks will slam into electrical wires and telephone wires. It literally happened to my friend like 5 days ago. Uh,
I mean, it just happened to be
when
right
you're
now.
getting ready. Yeah, Baba gets sent to the shadow realm like routinely twice every start of stream, and whenever it's like midnight for me, my internet goes kaput for like a good 5 minutes. So there's that kind of a region. So while I'm surprised that the monitor short circuited, I'm also kind of not surprised at the same time. This is just kind of the fortune that we live with. And we've learned to deal with it, as it were. I'm pretty sure chat is also well aware of several incidents that they may have faced. Put them down. We'll check them out later. It always just, bless the region. There's some great players here, but sometimes the timing and the luck that the players and just everyone has is just abysmal. And this is one of those situations. I am. That is definitely unfortunate. Now, of course, that brings in the question of sub in, sub out, this and that, blah, blah, blah. We'll let the admins handle that. I can't believe I just did that on stream, but we'll let the admins handle that in the back end, as it were. Until then, you guys are stuck with us and our nonsensical ramblings at this point. Right? I mean, we can go on for hours. I still remember
Mm-hmm.
back in middle school, I my parents were called in for a meeting with the principal, right? You know why?
Okay. This is going to be
Not
interesting.
because I
Right.
was a bad student, not because I was,
Mm-hmm.
like I had bad grades. I had pretty good grades as a kid. No, it was because I was talkative. I talked a lot, a lot. They would not get me to shut up, and they wanted me to shut up. They called my parents for it, and did it work? I don't know. I can't tell. Can you tell? No, it clearly didn't work. But hey, fun little anecdote, as it were. But seems like looking at the info that we're getting, we might actually have the monitor, IonQ's monitor, working again. Again, we're just getting the stream of info from the admins from the back end, and we're relaying it to our viewers at home. Don't shoot the messenger, folks. We're not responsible for this. Uh, and even if we were, I somehow would like to know how we telepathically made IonQ's monitor, uh, you
Mm-hmm.
know, short circuit from where we're sitting. But yeah, looks like we are now going to be up and running, and the agent selection screen is going to come up right here, right now, folks. Long delays. We apologize for that, but the delays are taken care of, and let's go straight in to the final match of the night.
Yep. The final match it is, Jack. Round number 3. It's going to be Fangs versus Team Punished. The winner gets their positive points on their leaderboards, and they are going to make sure that they'll get that win as best as possible. Again, talking about the players on the side of Fangs, we have Cortez, Cactus, Coley, IWNL, and Dominic. And also from Punished, Equinox, Immutable, Fox, Y by God, and Ayan Q. Interestingly enough, we're going to see Immutable switch out from the Reina this time. Most of the time, we'd see Immutable bring in the Jet, but I believe on a map like Split, most of the gunfights being quite particularly in close or mid range, having an agent which has a high fire rate thanks to our Empress is a really good way to go out from. Followed by Bye Bye God with the Sky.
Select your agent.
So yeah, Kohli with the breach, just like I talked about on a map like Split, having a breach with huge concussions and flashes is very influential. And talk about the size; they are very small enough for the breach to use his rolling thunder, of course, which can concuss quite a lot for the opposition team. So they really need to be careful when it comes to those concussions and flashes. But other than that, it's just Fangs with their first matchup in this milestone series, and I hope and I wish them the best of luck. The same thing can be said to Punish too. Hopefully, Ayan's monitor shouldn't short circuited at that time, but Let's hope it does not happen again. So let's just head on in, folks, to round number 1. Pistol rounds. Everyone's excited. Jack's excited. I'm excited. Let's see how it runs out.
Absolutely, and I'm really excited to see how Fangs performs here and now. They have a lot of expectations on them, as it were, already from the days since they were FSC Spurs. They have performed very well, and now they're back here to try and bring things around, maybe get a little bit of points on the board, maybe get a little ahead in the tournament. They will definitely try for that. And in the meanwhile, I'm quite interested in the Sky pick by Vibe. As we all know, Sky is a very good operator in general. And yep, the Hawks are going to come out, the flashes that is. No pushes off of that. Actually, IWNL is just holding behind this wall, and they're just waiting, chilling and waiting for somebody to pop up that they can thus pop the heads off of. But no dice. Both teams are taking it kind of slow. They're really just trying to, how should I put this, see what the enemy team does. If anyone's being really aggressive about this, a couple of fake out jumps here from Cactus and IWNL, but they're not going to be, they're not really going to be pushing out as a result of that. The wall is about to break. There we go. It goes down. That's a boom bot. That's going to be shut down as well. Fox has heard that. That means Fox will not be pushing out as hard as they would have liked to. Here's Sky, and here is, of course, the Breach. Both of them using up a bit of utility, but no push as a result of that. I'm very interested to know why that is. Trailblazer comes out, but here's a push as well. Fox will get shut down. Cactus falls back as a result, and falls all the way back to the B site. As in the meanwhile, Immutable will give chase. The Reina really wants this kill. Pushing up so close, but Coley is right there. Shoots him down, and there goes the other. Cactus on the board. Oh my goodness. Cortez did not expect that. Immutable takes a couple of really good kills.
Planted.
And now it's a 3v2 in the post plant. IWNL and their other teammate, the last two standing, Dominic and IWNL, pushing up towards the A site. They need at least one kill, and that kill being, of course, the player inside the site. If they're gone, then a push-in is possible, but it's Immutable we're talking about, and they have heard exactly what the situation is. They're shooting all around, but Dominic's actually going to get that Immutable down. Can somebody get the defuse off? It is actually happening. IWNL's on it. The defuse is still running. It's past 3/4. It's almost done. No! My God comes in at the last possible second and shuts down the spike defuse. Fangs nearly had that, if not for the Sky at the final possible minute. What was it, like a pixel left on that defuse timer? But it was not to be. The shots fired, and I think they lined up just enough for Vibe to take advantage of the situation. Team Punished gets by with round 1 by the skin of their teeth. Round 2 is a go.
If that smoke was still there, Jack, if that smoke was still present in towards the heaven side, maybe we would have seen Fangs win that first round. And I have to say, that pistol round was very slow. It was just counters after counters of abilities. First you see the guiding light, next thing you know is this concussion from the Breach, but now they're not wasting any time at all. Aggressive push, and that concussion, oh no, that concussion is not gonna work out for Kohli. Okay, and Ayan and somehow escapes. Wow, that was very unfortunate coming in from their hands. Now they have access to the side and also post plant, but they don't have information. Smokes will come in, and Immutable have the upper hand. He has the Phantom. All he needs to get that information. That's one. He needs to find 2 more. That's the second, but the third is right from below, which Ayan will gladly get Dominic. And there you have the final frag out as Cortez. It's gonna go out. It's 2-0. Still in favor for Team Punished. And I have to say, that second round, Kohli, my goodness, man. It's just, the concussion was good. He committed the spray with the classic. The Spectre, how did Ayan get away with the Spectre? I am not kidding. I mean, look at that. I mean, just by looking at the... just by looking at Ayan's perspective right now, he's in a Zen mode. He's currently meditating at this point. That's how calm and focused Ayan is right now.
Well then, we'll see whether or not that meditation actually works out for them. But in the meanwhile, Cat is going to find what that's Ayan off the board. Never mind. Dominic finds one more. Immutable down. looks like the meditation didn't quite pan out the way that I guess they would have liked. Fangs in a 0-2 situation, of course, not looking too good. But Team Punish will be happy about taking that second round. Means that that first round wasn't just a clutch. It was clutch, indicative of how they might end up performing over the course of the game. Fox in a weird position. Oh my goodness, IWNL just completely shuts them down. Bullet to the mouth. And that, unfortunately, is going to mean that it's only Vi by God and Equinox, the last two standing for the set of Team Punished. A round seems to be taken, or at least about to be taken, by Fangs. And it's all down to these last two players. Ooh, nice teleport right there for Equinox, just pushing away from the line of sight that's been held. Vi by God, my goodness, that's a double. Okay, we might be looking at a potential clutch situation right now.
No.
Equinox are gonna push out. There's two there. IWNL shuts them down. But now, how do you go about this situation? Hiding right on the other side of the smoke orb as well. Someone's got to push in. Ooh! Ouch! That smoke orb ran out at what was probably the worst time right there for the Sky. But it is what it is. Round 3 will go the way of the defense. Fangs puts a round on the board. They are here, and they are here to fight. That round was actually overall pretty emphatic, I have to say. Vi by God getting a couple of kills on the B bombs, on the A side, excuse me. All right, you know, a good thing in the long scheme, in the long run of things.
Does anyone have
but, you know, it could have been a little bit better, I'd say, for Team Punish. They could have played that a little bit closer to the chest, maybe a little bit, you know, less overall 1v1 heavy, even though we know that's kind of how they like to play. They like to play 1v1s. It didn't matter. Flashbang goes out from the Reyna. Here we have the Trailblazer. That's going to stun Cactus, and they got to split like an omelet. Never mind, they get folded as Vi by God takes two, only to get shut down by Cortez. Middle was going to push in, but they get shut down by Cortez, who gets shut down by Fox, leaving it in a 2v3 with the spike dropped inside,
One enemy
or
remaining.
at least close to A. IonQ finds IWNL, which means
planted.
Dominic is the last one standing, seen and taken down. Attackers will take another round. It's 3-1 for Team Punished.
3-1, and I have to say, Vi by God, man, what a day for him to make an impressive play as the initiators. Trailblazers, proper use of the guiding light to flash the the players who are currently in towards the east side. And I do have to apologize for the bit there when Jack was trying to have a conversation. I was laughing. I was kind of laughing a bit because of the Chambers ability. When he tried to use the trademark or the teleport ability, it was just him meditating in the end. That's the reason why I was laughing. But for now, as we focus on round number 4, Mutable is already inside. Empress is on. The pressure is in the hands of Kohli. Can he get the shot? No, he's out of cover. The flash, the shot, beautifully done. Kohli takes out Immutable. Equinox comes in to take out Cactus, but there's a lot of chaos happening towards the A side. Can they contain the situation? I don't think so. Post plan, but let's not forget. Ayan is in a very huge flank. Might be able to take out Omen. IWNL is gone, but you still have Cortez holding tunnels. Here comes Ayan with the perfect flank and the satchel charge to get away from safety. And it's Cortez back in a 1v2 situation. Drops the Marshal. He only has one bullet. And all he needs to do is to get one shot. He's gonna miss it. The Marshal will come in, but it's too late. Too much of a man count to handle, and it's Fox who will get the final frag. Cortez will go down, and Team Punish is in a very huge lead here, 4-1. And Ayan, interestingly enough, went in for a huge flank. He just went in from all the way to B side towards A screen. He didn't even went in towards mid top. He didn't even went in towards A sewers towards mid top. He just went in all the way from B alley to defender side spawn to take out Omen. It was a long flank, but eventually in the end it did work out well in their favor.
That it did. 4-1. A pretty good score to have early in the game so far. Fangs definitely on the back foot right now, but they still have some time to go before their overall place in the match, I would say, is decided. A long way for that matter. say even right, like the next 3 rounds don't go well for them, they will still be in a position to make a comeback from, because a game of Valorant competitively lasts a long time, deceptively at that too, because the rounds are so short. It feels like not a lot of time has passed, but then you look up at the clock and wait a minute, an hour at least has gone by. Even in the quickest of games, you expect it to be like 20 minutes. It's actually 30, 35, give or take. That's because of the way that this game is. It's a very fun game overall. As we have Vibe pushing up in the meanwhile. Oh, dear me. That's going to be a big stun. Oof. Vibe had to be a little bit more proactive to get out of there, but Immutable is going to push up very hard with the all-seeing eye, but no! Checking the wrong corner. Cortez will punish them for that. Immutable down, and that's the spike carrier killed. Shots are fired. Equinox is still getting lit up in the meanwhile. Pushing out very hard. Less than 25 seconds are going to remain very soon, and Ianki is going to go for the plant. A couple of bodies have been dropped. Fox with a double kill. Dominic and Coley off the board, leaving it in a 3v3 equal situation in the post-plant. Fox, they know that a couple of folks at least came up through the sewers right now, but they're going to be checked. Oh, dear me. IWNL is going to shut them down nice and quickly. But no, IWNL all over the show right now. Leaves Ianki the last one standing. Shots fired. But, ooh, IWNL actually is the last one standing. Half defuse done. Can they get the last kill? Yes, they do. Triple kill. Good stuff from IWNL. The Sage player brings out the big guns. Hey, you know, they might be falling back and playing support or playing from the back lines. That does not mean they are not ready to absolutely demolish your team given the chance. IWNL proving that once, well, in this round, very, very well. Another round taken for the side of Team Punished. It stops, for Fangs, it stops Team Punished from going into a 3-round lead, which is all right, you know, 2-1, 4-2, kind of a pattern, but if it happens again, that's when it becomes a pattern. Before that, we've got a lot of time to really see how both of these teams are going to react to the situation at hand. How does Punish go about this now that they've been stopped from going into a larger lead again?
Look at that pressure being made from Coley. 1 concussion and 1 flash to force the player to not push in towards the A side, and that gives them the confirmation for both Jet. Not only just that, he actually gets a kill too to take out Immutable. That's actually huge though, because that's the duelist gone. So how will they proceed? They do have Ayan, they even have the Sky with a lot of information from Trailblazers and Seekers, and here comes Fox, the showstopper. Can he catch his one? Can he get it? Oh, almost doesn't get it though, but does get IWNL. Which means that they have control on the side. Again, tension starts to brew in for Fangs' side as we see the Breach try to hold out their ground. It's a post-plant situation, back at it again, and here comes Ayan with a shot to take out Coley once again. And it's Cortez back in a 1v4 situation. This is not looking too good on Fangs' side. They are in so many situations that they're left in a clutch situations. They couldn't get to make those plays. And that is going to hurt them a lot. Punishers will win 1 more round yet again, 5-2, and we still have a lot of rounds to go.
That we do. I gotta agree with you on that one. And now the 3-round lead will in fact be established for the side of Team Punished. On the attack, they've been pretty good so far. And I gotta say, Split really feels like their domain. And that could just be because Fangs might not have shown up just yet. Again, we can come back to that conversation at the end of the match to really say how either side has sort of played so far. As we have the Hawk coming out, the flash that is, and the Boombot, Immutable, pushing out towards the sewers drop. They know that there's got to be someone there. Cactus was there a second ago, but now they're watching the drop. Oh, that was a shorty close range, and Immutable goes down as a result of that. The grenade goes out from Fox, does not find anyone as a result. Fox has to fall back as we have a drop coming in, and that's 1 kill for Fox. Coley went in, took down Vibe by God. IWNL from the back. Oh, on Q is actually going to find Cactus. Okay, somehow that worked. IWNL with a good kill right there. Finishing off that raise and still holding the ground as we have IonQ just in the drop down, kind of being surrounded from as many sides as possible. Push-up's gonna come in. Oh, beautiful shot right there. What a reaction as well. And a revive. IWNL working overtime right now. However, Equinox is still alive. They're going to push out as the stuns are going to come out, slow them down, and that is going to be a round once again taken by Fangs. A thrifty round at that. They needed one like those, and they've gotten it. So now, it is a 5-3. Back to that 2-round differential that we were at for so long. How does Fangs bring it back from here? Can they equalize? Because this round, they actually looked really, really good. Especially because they didn't give away those early 1v1s to the side of Team Punished. Punished had to work for their kills, and they felt like they didn't really know where to approach from. And thus, a round was taken in their favor.
I mean, winning that first gunfight, though, from Cactus was an influential one to win that thrifty. But for now, they're not going to have it. I mean, they are definitely not going to lose that side at all into the Ace side. But it's Equinox to get the first frag. Dominic goes down, and it's a post plant once again. No more smokes, no more healings from the Sage, and Cortex still finds out a way to take out Equinox. A 3v4 situation, and it's still in favor for Team Punished. Fangs really needs to figure this one out. They still have the concussion from the breach. They still have the flashes. But he forgot about Immutable. He gets 2 kills just like that to take out Kohli and Cortez. And it's just Cactus in a 1v3 situation. Doesn't have any other ideas, just to fall back and hold his ground and let Team Punish win round number 9. Round number 9. I actually used my fingers to count how many rounds was it in total. So yeah, round number 9. In favor for Team Punished. And just a bit of a recap here on the previous second round, or not? No? Okay.
No,
all right.
okay, there we go.
All right,
Okay,
good.
the op
Okay,
will
I
be
can
saved.
finally,
The op will be saved.
yeah, the op will be saved, and I can finally continue with the conversation I was about to have. All right, that thrifty
Yeah,
round, that the thrifty round that Fangs made, it all happened because of Immutable placing the flash at the wrong side. This gave Cactus the opportunity to use the shorty to take out the Reyna. Now this made Punish worried about it because that's a free weapon which is down in towards the mid vent, and so they started to bundle up in that place, and it ended up being in favor for Fangs because every single gunfight was close ranged, and IWNL took advantage of that. He got 2 kills and ended up being in their favor. So I have to say, for Fangs, this was a really a good job from them, because not only did luck favor them, but also they took use of that and get that win for them.
Whether or not they'll be able to do the same in this round, of course, is a question that yet doesn't have an answer. It will soon, don't worry. My goodness. That was a moment and a half. Ayanku taking down Dominic as we have the first kill on the board. The first defender down. Fox wants to push in. The satchel charges, but they've been seen. It doesn't matter. They get the kill anyway. Shut down by Cactus, but that's a big play. Once again, 1 for 2 in this situation as Immutable comes in, finds Kohli, and this is a situation that Fangs absolutely did not want. Equinox will get the plan down. Immutable watching Heaven, and the side entry is also going to be watched by players. Ayanku finds Cactus, leaving the chamber. Cortez, the last one standing. They get 1, get 2. All right, this is a situation they could actually bring this back from. Wait a minute. Immutable, you better not miss. He does. Cortez doesn't though, and that is a clutch, a 1v4 post plant. Well.
Sorry, I should.
Cortez! Now that is a play I believe we've all been waiting for. A 1v4 in the making, and that, unfortunately, I have to say, yep, right there in the highlights, this double kill that was given away for free set everything up. Everything. Because you're suddenly in a 2v1 and the enemy player has taken 2 kills. They are feeling themselves right now. And you, on the other hand, just need to take a position and wait for them to come to you. Why would you be that needlessly aggressive, giving away kills and bodies? Just because you have a lead, a 4v1 does not mean a 4v0. Not all the time. And Team Punished learned that the hard way. Immutable is not happy with that. Pushing up very aggressively, tries to find the other, but the Sage, the Jet runs away very quickly indeed. And Immutable forcing, the enemies out of the mid position is now going to go straight towards Heaven. The all-seeing eye goes out. Everything is in here right now. The push towards the site, but do they know where Coley is? I don't think they do. Equinox finds one more as we have now a situation brewing. Oh, what a shot from Ion Q. That's Coley down. It's a 5v2 once again, a situation that Fangs will not have wanted. We were here just the last round. However, we might not be in this situation for longer. Cortez is in that same place that they were not too long ago. They've got Cactus for support. It's a 2v5 in the post plant. 6-4 is the score, and this round, of course, is the second to last before the half. Cortez finds one. Oh boy, is this the start of something? This could very well be the start of something, folks. 2v4. One more gunfight is about to happen. Any second now. On that hallway, you can see the outlines of the agents. Shots are fired, but nobody gets one. Cortez is down. That only leaves the Jet, and Cactus is more than willing to just let things play out and fall back, saving the op. Maybe? Oh, yeah, they're going to shut down Fox. They still need to be careful of their back, mind you. If you don't want to lose the op, there we go. Last round before the half. And my goodness, 7-4. What a couple of rounds we've had right now. High octane and high on the action. Ugh. 7-4 is going to be the scoreline going into round 12, the last round before the half. Is it an 8-4? Is it a 7-5? Let's find out.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Cactus saving that op for the second time. And it is the last round of the first half, so Cactus really needs to make his shots count. And if he misses this shot from Fox, he didn't miss. No, but he did get the second to take out Ian. That is going to be influential here for Fangs. An early peek and a huge dink, which will somehow, Sky will get it. Now, IWN needs to be careful though, because Immutable is so near. He pushes at the right time. He was about to kill Cactus. Oh no, this is huge. This is huge for Immutable. He takes out 2 and Coley will take out Immutable instead. Oh no, 3-2,
okay?
punished.
Spike planted.
Oh my goodness, the timing! The timing that Immutable gets is just so lucky, and Vibegods falls it up to take out Cortez. And it's Equinox. It's a 2v2 situation here. The sights can be planted on the B side. They have control on the side. Sky needs to arrive at the wrong time, but Coley gets that kill. And Vibegod, he needs to clutch this. Can he do it? Can he makes it a 4-8? Dominic, he's still gonna stake it, and Coley's for the support. And Vibegod will go down 5-7. Fangs. What a way to close this round, despite Immutable, who just got so lucky in towards 8 towers, taking out both the Sage and Cactus. Devours it at the right time to be invisible at that too. Man. What can I say, man?
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah, no, not much to say about that. It's not just luck, mind you. It was just presence of mind, knowing exactly what was where and using that to take care of the Jet. You know, they didn't have the health pool to do it, but the consumption of that, you know, soul, call it whatever, from the first kill allowed them to just have a few precious moments of invincibility, right? That allowed them to recover and take the kill. Unfortunately, they were too far ahead on that Overwatch area that they fell down and unfortunately couldn't quite save themselves from getting taken down a third time, or getting taken down by the player peeking them a third time. Oh my goodness, what a round. What a round indeed. These last 3 rounds have just been insane from both teams, as we now have a Hawk going out from the lower sewers area. Cactus and Coley are more than willing to kind of just hang back. They're not really pushing that hard, which, this mid take is taking a while to take shape. But again, this is the first round of the half, a full pistol round at that too, so things will be a little slow. They will be a little bit delayed, as it were. Good push right there through the mid, straight from the Jet. Going in to try and find one. Can't, though. And Cactus is going to fall back. Kind of just hold this mid area as a result. Good idea. I can't quite fault them for that. But where is the push going? It's definitely not going to be. It seems like it's going to be an all-A push, and yep, that is the situation right now. IWN will wall off one of the entryways and push out towards the Coley as well, dropping in, but the flash goes out. This could be a shot and a half. Yes, it is. The Sky gets one. Vibegot on one, but Cactus comes in, refrags instantly. That could be a plant. No, it isn't. IonQ is still here, still waiting to try and take them down. Cortez is going to get that kill. Dominic as well finds Immutable.
10
And
seconds
now
left.
it's a 3v2. Cortez goes down. Fox
Last
takes
player
that.
standing.
Fox goes down, and IWNL does as well. It is now a 1v1. Omen v Omen. Dominic peeks and gets shut down. Equinox is not having any of it. Hiding in the corner, technically speaking, but still, a round is a round, and they will take that. 8-5. The first round of the second half will go the way of Team Punish. They still continue taking rounds in the lead, and they still continue marching on towards match point. Fangs is still trailing by a distance.
Man, Equinox just crouched at the right moment when it was just 1 second remaining for Dominic to get that pick. But oh boy, that Fangs is not gonna be too happy about that. The attack push was so good, the execution was so great, and Immutable somehow managed to get that early frag once again. How does he get away with all of this? How does Reina get away with all of this? I mean, yes, of course, she has the Devour. She can just easily get out, but you only have one chance. You can only get that one frag, and by God, who gets that information close, he knows, Immutable knows that there is still a lot of players still hold the ground into a mid-bottom, so it's best to fall back. Immutable doesn't have the Devour, but she still wants to go for the contest, and 2 kills once again, and another for the contest to take out Cortez. 5-9. Immutable. But what can I say, Jack? Immutable, he's just owning mid split. And I just like the timing how Reina just said yes in the end. It's like she just agrees it in the end. It's like, yes, yes. Yes, Baba.
That's the thing. I'd like to say, you know, the way Immutable's been playing, really just the way it seems to me is that they are looking at Fangs and just saying, you know, if you're not going to perform in front of me, you better split like a banana before you get folded like an omelet. That is literally what's going on right now. I have been waiting so long to use that, by the way. I have been waiting so long. I tried saying it when, which run was it? Round 4? When Jet made a quick getaway towards the sewers area. I said split like an omelet. Didn't really make sense, but I brushed past it because it was such a high-octane situation. Finally got that off my chest. Thank you very much for that. Immutable, I gotta say, though, what a player. What a team punished. Again, this just goes to show Reckoning completely outplayed them, outmaneuvered them, outgunned them, every single sense of every way to say that Team Punish got outplayed. And there's no two ways about it. Reckoning was just better. Team Punish, look at the way that they're dealing with Fangs right now. Everything that we have seen from Fangs has been countered tenfold. Okay, maybe not, fivefold by Team Punished. They have literally been punishing them constantly for any singular play or misplay that they have been making. Punished has been there. Immutable has been there to lead the charge as a result of everything going on in this match. And so far, things are not looking that great. Cactus is going to push up. Not blinded, mind you. Ouch. That's going to hurt. The judge to the face, by God, gets Cactus. The entry is down. Kohli is blinded. And the two players on top are falling back into better positions because they know they don't have to. They just got to kill. Body count is now theirs. They don't have to be aggressive. All they have to do is wait for Fangs to come to them. And Fangs very nearly made that mistake, mind you. But they didn't. They still have time to bring this back. It's only a 4v5 at the minute mark.
With Cactus gone, execution on the site will be even more tougher for them. And it's Immutable back again holding the particular site. IWNL sees this. The concussion will also come in. But Reina is in a very good spot here. And he also has the backup from his friends. 5-9. They're still holding the ground on the A side. There isn't any lurks nor flanks coming in from Team Punish. They're just waiting for them to make their play so that they can handle their aggressions, or should I say their hold. Maybe in the postman situation, but currently we see Ayan in a very good spot. He might be able to take quite a lot of plays off their hand. That's one! Oh, he takes out at the right time with the Spectre. But is it too late though? Ayan needs to find a pick, and Dominic doesn't let him get away with that easily. In just 13 seconds, it's a 3v2 situation here, still in favor for Fangs, and it's going to be even more so for Cortez taking out one, and Equinox back in a very tough spot. 1v3, and it's IWNL to close it off. A 6-9, a headshot with the Vandal. We'll proceed to the next round as well. Team Punished looking very they were looking a bit tough on their end because, you know, you always saw a lot of players providing a lot of pressure in towards A ramps and A main, and next thing you know, you still had two of those players from Team Punish. I believe it was why by actually no, not why by God, it was Equinox and Fox, who both of them were currently holding in towards B tower, B site. So they didn't had that proper information, knowing that they were committed towards the A site. And once they did, it was too late to recover, and we all know what exactly happened from that. Team Punish get that first frag, and the first frag from Cortez, though, betting on Why by God.
That one is okay. I'm not really sure how Vibegod would have been taken out, other than the fact that they would have had to have been really aggressive on that A entry, which they probably were, all things considered. Oh my goodness, is that immutable? Yes, it is, and they still get away with it. Immutable, you just cannot catch this player. No matter how hard you try, they will run away with their life if they sense danger, and if they feel good about it, they will absolutely shut you down always to Sunday. They are actually kind of coming up close on Fox right now. I'm not sure if that's going to be a gunfight that might end up happening. Oh, never mind. I actually confused myself for a quick second there. Regardless, Immutable and Fox have repositioned themselves towards A, and they're kind of just waiting. Everyone's kind of waiting. Look at IWNL.
Yeah, they're worried about the
Okay.
trademark there. Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. They're worrying
Yeah,
about some.
there you
Oh, okay,
go.
here we go. Here we go.
seconds left.
Big push coming in. The stuns are out. The flashes are out. So are the smokes. And the play towards the side is in. Fox is going to find one, actually, only to get taken down. Coley gets that kill. Cactus goes down. Immutable's in again. That spike
down
carrier
A.
killed this Reyna. How do you stop them? Well, the simple answer is you try
10
or you
seconds left.
don't. Cortez does see the all-seeing eye, and the plan is going to go down. Coley will get that through, and it's in a pretty good corner position. However, their position is not going away. Equinox wants to really
Last
push out.
player
They might get
standing.
taken out. No, they will take out Coley instead. Cortez meets the Reyna face to face, bumps into Immutable literally, and does take him down. However, we had Equinox to finish off the kill, finish off the round, half defuse to let IonQ get some points of their own. 10-6, 2 rounds away from match point. Team Punish continuing their lead. Again, so far in the match, Fangs has looked good, but they've looked good in few and far between patches. They have not strung enough of those together to even equalize. They have not equalized once against Team Punished, let alone take the lead. And the longer it takes for them to do that, the worse it's going to be for them, because it is now a 10-6. Punished only needs 3 rounds to win.
You want to play?
Fangs
Let's play.
needs 7. So that is a big difference. And Fangs is well aware of that. That kind of pressure is also on their shoulders now, constant. How will they go about this?
I mean, it's a long challenge for Fangs to succeed, especially to equalize it 10-10, while being the one on attack and Immutable, who is being very dangerous on certain situations like this. And look at that! Look at how Fangs are progressing right towards here, in towards 8 towers. Huge pressure. Ayan needs to get away, and he'll get away easily thanks to his teleport. He'll fall back. They have the information. The entire A tower is compromised. And look where Immutable is. Look where he is right now. He's currently hidden. He's currently hidden in a way, and that barrage of bullets coming in right in their faces of Team Fangs. And every single one of them is currently in towards 8 towers. They can, however, fall back in towards the B side, and this is exactly what they're going to do. Huge distraction. Very well done. And it's
30
Dominic,
seconds left.
Cortez, everyone is inside, and why by God, oh no, the judge, the jury, the executioner, Coley, 3 kills down. What just happened? Fangs set it to lose bodies one by one. Cortez's attempt. It's still Spike. Spike's been grounded. 1v4. The sheriff. It's not gonna work out. It's Immutable. It's the run and gun phantom. Oh no. Oh no. Why my God? Just. Oh my God. Oh no. I don't know. I just feel sad. I just feel sad for
Folded
Fangs.
like an omelet.
An omelette.
Literally.
Hold it like an omelette. Yep, well said.
So here's the thing. I love my shotguns in FPS games, right? I love my shotguns in shooter games. I am a big advocate of if you believe in the shotgun will believe in you. And you know what? That clip, I am going to take that and I'm going to use that as an example that shotguns are viable, goddammit. You know? They are. Okay, I love these things because they are just. Oh my god, Ayan! No. Stop that this instant. IWNL will save Cortez from getting shut down, and Cactus is gonna get back up. Okay, so the kill is nullified for the moment, but you still got Immutable to deal with, and there we go. They're gonna find one. Dominic down. Ayan goes off the board, but Fox finds one with the grenade. Cactus down. It's all happening right now. Fox with another. Grenades going out. Immutable finds Coley, and there's Fox back again. 3 and 2 to both of these players. Do you stop them? No, you don't. And if you're not going to, well then, there's only one fate left for you. 12-6, match point, and Fangs needs 6 whole rounds to even equalize for the first time yet on this match.
Ayan and Immutable, the dangerous duo. For Team Punished. What a way to end off that previous round. It even shattered their economy rounds too, and they want to continue that aggression. Fox, does he seize the jet? Yes, he does. That's one kill. IWN comes in to take out Fox, but why by God also gets in one. But this might go in favor for Fangs if they make this kinds of mistakes over and over again. Ayan, ready, prepped and ready, misses the shot, gets the second nonetheless. But he doesn't get the third frag though. Kohli knows this. He will get one, but it's too late. It's a 2v1 situation though, still in favor of Fangs. And they can somehow manage to win this round, and they are desperately in need of this win. Equinox doesn't have any idea on where exactly these two players are, so for Fangs, this can be a win situation unless if they get caught out, because they don't have the information too on exactly where Equinox's location is. Spike will be planted, 1v2 post-plant situation, and Kohli has the concussion. He doesn't have the info on exactly where Equinox position is. Here comes the smoke. Does the Omen knows this? Again, concussion, Kohli trying to get the info, but he doesn't have it just yet. Cortez giving away his information is going to put them in a very tough spot. Doesn't see it. He sees it now. That's one. And now just going to get the second. No! Kohli will get that trade-off. They will still survive, but at what cost? It is 7-12. Team Punish. This is their match point. And despite having a broken bye here for the defenders side, actually for the attackers side, somehow they managed to win this round here, folks. And Fangs, they are not out of it just yet, but still not looking too good in their economy wise. Light armors on every 4 players here, for Cortez, for Kohli, for Cactus, for Dominic. And they have to make this happen. And look at what Immutable has. It's the judge once again.
Careful here.
All right. A little bit of a tense situation right now. The Jet is going to make a quick move through. Omen Smoke is going to come in as well. 12-7. It's not quite over yet for Fangs. They did win the previous round. They're not out of it just yet, but Kohli's got to be careful. Immutable is right there, but there goes one, there goes two. Cactus is going to find one. That's a Yankee off the board. Big drop indeed. That chamber has been a pain, mind you. We've been talking about Fox, we've been talking about Immutable, but we haven't talked enough about everybody else. Equinox will find one. IWNL is down. That is the Spike player off the board as well. Spike will need to be recovered. It has been. The chamber has it. Cortez is going for the plant. Seekers are coming in, and that Seeker might do something. No, it won't. That's. Oh, wait a minute. Why, my God? Oh, no. He's at it again. They are at it again. They've got the Vandal in their hands, but Kohli's going to come in. And the judge has been taken. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Is it the shotgun moment? No, it's not. Cactus is going to shut them down and stop them from going any further with that. No, you don't. Not this time. As Fangs has taken 2 back-to-back rounds in a row. They are not done yet. They are still fighting. And if there is ever a time to equalize for the first time in a match, it would be now, folks. If they're able to pull this off, well then, Team Punished will literally be kicking themselves if they allow that to happen. They can't. They can't afford it right now. Immutable has been quiet for a couple of rounds. By God, still firing away. But Immutable and Fox As soon as they start firing, that's when you know Fangs might lose another round. They cannot afford to. And that is what makes this situation such an intriguing one, such an exciting one. Neither side can really afford to make any big mistakes like that. And both of them know it.
They know it indeed, Jack. And look at Immutable. He's doing it again. Omen smokes. The flashes. All it needs is that perfect timing.
Oh boy.
He doesn't have that information though. But the execution needs to happen, so it's going to be on the B side. They have the information. Concussion from Beach. Here comes the smoke once again. Equinox knows this. How will they proceed? Here comes the execute. What's gonna happen next? Will Punish win this, or will Fangs hold their ground, put themselves in match point? And look at that, the comeback. But Fox, 2 kills with the Sheriff is gonna put Fangs in a very difficult spot here once again. A 2v3 situation. Both of them has the Vandal. All they have to do is to take out Fox and take out Ayan to get the win on this round. Cortez, oh no, through the wall! Fox, he's feeling it. Can he get the shot? No, Dominant comes back again. The teleport. Why, by God, he doesn't know exactly his location. It's gonna be huge once again. Can he takes him out? He's gonna give away some position, and Ayan actually hears this. He knows exactly where his positioning is. He's going for the plant, but no. Dominic, can he get one? He gets one. Can he get the second? No! Oh, such a great attempt from Dominic. Oh my God. Oh boy.
That would have been it. That would have been it. But the worst
That would have been
time
it.
to whiff your shots.
I mean, Jack.
The shots. The pressure.
Jack,
the pressure.
Jack.
The pressure got to them. Pressure got
No.
Yeah.
It's not just the pressure, Jack. It's not just it wasn't just the pressure. It was Judgment Day. It was Judgment Day for Fangs. What can I say, Jack? I had to say it, alright? I had to say it, Jack. Alright? Judgment Day. Alright? Why, by God?
Yeah, well,
4 judge shotgun kills. How can you manage to do that?
I think it was actually 5, a 3K and then a 2K before they got shut down in that in round number 20. Still,
Judgment Day. Okay, you go ahead, Jack. You go ahead. I'm gonna stop now. I'm just gonna stop.
right. I wasn't aware that we were reenacting Terminator 2, but sure.
Mm-hmm.
In the meanwhile, yeah, okay, winner has been decided. Team Punished is going to be your victors here after a bit of an unsteady situation those last couple of rounds, I will admit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think that's a 13-9 that all adds up to. 13-9 in their favor. Fangs, good attempt, but like we said before, they looked really good, but in patches, and those patches came too few and way too far between. Because look at the times they won rounds. Round 3, okay, then 5, then 8 and 10 and 12. Kind of consistent. You'd think that going on the other half, they'd win a little bit more frequently, right? Round 15, okay, 13 and 14 lost. Fine. You take the first couple rounds of the second half, understand your opponent. Then they lose 3 straight rounds. Round 19 and 20 were the only ones they took in consecutively. Right, in consecution. Mm-hmm. So Fangs, again, they have good rounds. And when they understand what their opponent is doing, they can counter them. But the problem with that is Team Punished reacted. They changed things up, and they changed up their playstyle. There were rounds that where Punish was very slow to do anything at all. And then there were rounds where Punish was so quick that Fangs had no idea what was going on. There were rounds, that Punished just played exceptionally in the post plant, and Fangs had no answer. Speaking of which, let's have a look at the MVP of the match here and now. In this moment, it is going to be, well, is it any surprise that it is Immutable? Mm-hmm. 2 first bloods, not the greatest for entry kill, but that doesn't matter. Immutable with a 263 average combat score, 55 on the economy rating. Just overall good player. Maybe not the best for their economy, but hey, if they're getting the guns they need to get the kills with, and a player like Immutable isn't really a picky shooter, so to speak. They don't really think that, oh, this is the only gun I want. No. They are not about that. They're not about deploying the spike or defusing the spike. They are about going out there and getting the kills. 20 and 15 within 21 rounds. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that is actually just a little bit more No, nearly 1 kill every round. That is a lot, mind you. That is consistent. And overall, I have to say, I'm pretty impressed by Immutable, pretty impressed by Vibe I got, pretty impressed by Fox and the rest of Team Punished. Fangs, I'd like to see a little bit more of that, of what they showed in rounds 19 and 20, especially. A little bit more of that. A little bit more of the 1v4 we saw in, I believe it was round 12. Actually, it was round 10. Yeah, the 1v4 happened round 10. Things like that I want more of. Consistent teamwork, building towards and execute. When they made it happen, they made it happen good. But it was too few, too far between. They got taken down. Unfortunate. Fangs will not have any points on the map, on the board yet. Team Punish will put their second win on the board as a result of this win. And that being the third match and the first match of round 3 means that all the matches on stream for tonight have ended. So, folks, we hope that you have enjoyed today's stream, of the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series, powered by Loco, with your host Blackjack and Babagusta, and we are going to be signing off here and now, and we'll see you again tomorrow for more round matches, more, the round robin league matches, as it were. Just great stuff all around. If this is the quality that we're getting, expect even more tomorrow. Until then, stay tuned and good night.
That's how we do it. Yeah.